man. I gotta say, out of all the thumbnails we've had over these past couple of months, this is one of my favorites.
It is a fun
No,
one. It is a fun one. I will give you that.
none of the ones I worked on. None of the ones I worked hard on.
Yeah, none of the ones I did.
Yeah.
I said fun, all right.
Okay. Sure.
I put a
Which
lot
one
of
I worked-
effort into these chibis. I'm just letting you know that
What?
right now.
Yeah, what
And
should
you
I
don't,
work
and you don't think I put any effort into this? Come on.
I mean, you did it in like 5 seconds. I don't know what you want me to say.
It took me 15 minutes. I'll have you know that. All right.
Hey, sometimes it takes me longer. What are you talking about?
The doom.
But
Okay, I'm almost ready. Don't worry.
while we're doing this, I'm playing Persona 3 in the background, audience.
Good for you. But
you know, this is pretty much how it usually goes. We might have one particular guest who shows up almost religiously, and we appreciate it. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's all good. People usually watch it after the live stream, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And I go the extra mile and marking and time marking all the topics.
Yes, which I should just put in the description because I don't think people read those. Read it.
Oh, gotcha.
For
No,
real,
like
the
you should
struggle
when
do
you
be real. Okay,
when
I
you-
just tagged you, Ash, in the posts on Instagram and the thing.
Yup, I'm reposting them because I
I'm
always
also
forget
reposting
I
them on
have
my-
social media. That's a crazy thing.
I don't use social media that much. YouTube is my social media.
That's annoying. Just kidding.
It's like I just forget that I have Instagram, and then I realize that like that's like the real secret to influencing. That's what everyone like. That's how brands like contact you. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Did you see the lovely picture I posted for the Instagram one?
Yeah, is that Johnny's?
It's Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
See, I know how to send memes, okay? Anyways, yeah, we can start now if you want. I already posted them.
Gotcha. All right, in that case, let me start us off. Welcome to Comic Fanatic live stream audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Zeker 415, ready to talk about Big Bad Beetle Cruise.
Oh, god damn it.
Sorry,
I have trauma from that show.
Beetleborgs died in season 1. Okay.
Go ahead. Next.
Well, this is Jake Tylenol, the one who chooses to use personas because he can. That's all I got. That was kind of on the fly. My bad.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and Silver, my love, go get therapy. Sorry, I love Winter Wonderland.
Yeah. And I'm the guest for this issue, Ash, otherwise known as at Hey Dave. That's how you pronounce it. No one actually asks me sometimes, but you know, Ryan North certified Johnny Storm simp and Miss Marvel historian.
Nice. Damn, we should have had you for the first issue, honestly. Like,
but yeah, maybe while you're here and it's the beginning of the show, and plug in your socials. You know, do that.
We'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll do it at the end, but Ash will do it at the beginning.
Okay, yeah, you can do it at the beginning.
Yeah. I'm at H3YD4V3 on, or at Hey Dave on pretty much everything except for YouTube, which I am Ash Danger, because that's the name I chose when I was like 12, and I just stuck with it, and there's no going back anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, also go follow her on TikTok because I said so. She makes a lot of cool content that I sometimes get tagged in or sent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you mostly sent because I forget to tag people.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's start us off. Jake, go ahead.
Oh, wow. Lucky me. Warner Bros. Suspends deals to include Mindy Kaling and J.J. Abrams. I don't even know what.
I don't know what sort of future projects they had, but just figured you have more insight into this, Jake.
Oh, no, I don't even know. You mean Mindy Kaling as in she's not doing Velma anymore? Is that what that's supposed to be?
big loss for the community, right?
Right? I mean, I was the only one. I was the only one even watching that show here. So,
You deserve a
uh,
medal for that, man.
yeah. I
Uh,
didn't. I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't hate it. I was like,
honestly, after what she did on the last
What?
season of Never Have I Ever, I just stopped watching Mindy Kaling altogether. I was just done. That was
which is which is such a shame because I think a
my
lot of people
breaking point.
which is such a shame because I think a lot of people were huge fans of her specifically because of The Office. You know, she had a following, but then her recent projects over the years, he kind of tested the grounds for that. You know,
yeah.
as for J.J. Abrams, I don't know
Didn't
what
he
he
do
was
the new
doing.
Star Wars
Never have
movies?
I know he did Star Trek. Wait,
He
he
did
did
do
Star
Star
Trek.
He did Star Trek. Was it? Did he just do the
Wait.
second? He might have done 1 and 2. He might have done the first
Mhm.
one in Into Darkness. I don't know if he did Into Darkness. Then he might have. But the best one is still Star Trek Beyond. I highly recommend that movie. That's like one of the best Star Trek movies to me. So yeah.
I just I just I just know him mainly for that his episode of The Simpsons
Hmm.
where he
You
came
also
in, he did like he was redoing like a movie based on a show Homer watched from his childhood, and Homer representing the fan base was pissed off at how J.J. Abrams ruined his childhood. Like
there.
only only for Grandpa Simpson to come out and say, "Son, he didn't ruin your childhood. I did. Because you had to get all your moral lessons from a TV show as opposed to your own dad."
Damn.
Yeah. No, I'll do it.
um,
I do. He also did. Everyone knows The Force Awakens as well, which was, at the
Yeah.
time people liked that movie. So
I
I
still
mean,
think that The Force Awakens is like it's a good Star Wars movie. Like
yeah.
I
I mean, I
don't get
liked
the
Kylo Ren
huge
in
one.
that movie, and probably the only one.
I like Kylo Ren in that movie too, for what it was worth. I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I just rode the bandwagon when everybody was like making such a big deal about Star Wars is coming back. Star Wars is coming back.
Right.
Well, I'm not doing anything on Tuesday, so I might as well go watch it. You know?
I mean, Force Awakens was when I didn't understand why people called Rey Mary Sue, and I still think people go too hard on that point. But even back then, I liked Rey as a character back then. Now I don't like her so much.
Yeah, like
Um,
I had issues. Well, I mean, for me specifically, because I know how to use a sword. So
right.
as an outsider, I did question, like when I saw that movie. Wait, how is Ray able to defeat Kylo Ren, who has years of experience?
Oh,
Even if he had a wound in him, right? I still found it hard to believe that someone who never was in a fighting, who never had any fighting backgrounds before, other than just living in a desert, was able to beat him, you know?
Cryptid. I can answer that easy. It's because the Force flows through all things, especially through her. The Force
Oh,
fought Kylo,
It's
not
literally the
Rey.
Force.
The Force
Yes,
awoken
sir.
in
and you
her.
guys, and guys wonder why I'm not into Star Wars as much.
Me
Oh
neither.
boy.
I'm not the biggest in sci-fi, to be honest with you, but I remember
Mhm.
when the recent Voltron show came out, Voltron Legendary Defenders. I got really into that though. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Star Trek is superior. That's
thank you.
all I need to
Yes,
know.
I take everyone's word for it because I'm not the biggest fan of sci-fi and a lot of
which,
space-related stuff. I know.
which,
Kill me. I don't
which,
care.
where have you been keeping Ash all this time? Ash is an
I don't
Inhumans
know.
fan. Ash is a Star Trek fan. Come on.
TikTok. Maybe if you were on it, you would know.
Oh,
I
Ash,
don't
look
that
it
have
is
up.
true because
TikTok.
I still haven't used my YouTube channel.
I
Ash, do
will
you
not.
I got a quick question for you. Do you play video games?
Semi regularly.
Okay, I want you to do me a favor. I really want you to buy this game called Star Trek Resurgence. Please, God, please
Oh
support
yeah,
us.
I know what you're talking about. I want you to play it.
Please.
No, I'm gonna write it down because my dad has been playing Star Trek Online like constantly to the
Oh,
point where he needs to get like actual friends to play this game with Because otherwise, he's just stealing my Xbox account and using it to play more Star Trek, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's.
I need you to get this game because this game is amazing, but it didn't have good marketing, so no one's playing it, and I really want someone to play it so I can get a sequel. So
I'll play it.
Trust me.
I'll
Thank
do
you.
it.
Trust me,
Thank
Ash.
you.
It was like I got home from a night shift. I think it was like either a pre-close or a closing shift, and I come home to see that people are on the call. Check it out, and it's just Jake playing that Star Trek game. It actually looked pretty interesting. Not gonna lie, like the graphics aren't like 10 tens, but it's pretty. It looks pretty good. The story is interesting.
Yeah, the graphics are terrible, but the story is immaculate. But there you go. So,
I feel like that just kind of sums up Star Trek in general. Like
yeah,
sometimes visuals aren't there, but the story.
we don't have a budget, but we have good writers by gum.
And that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we're not really interested in the main topics.
No.
All right, then, guys. Let's move on to the next one, and I'll take this one. Mortal Kombat 1 has Megan Fox as Natira and Jean-Claude Van Damme as a skin for Johnny Cage.
So if I wasn't in my current living situation, I'd be screaming Mortal Kombat because Crypto didn't. But
Mortal Kombat. Okay,
thank you. But basically, so we saw the trailer for I think Megan Fox is a Natira. I could be mistaken. I didn't really look into it.
Natira, yep.
Yeah, and Jean-Claude Van Damme is Johnny Cage. Which, listen, you could have gone The Miz, but he's really good though. He's really good. Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's pretty good though.
I know, like, Johnny Cage was inspired, physically wise by Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Johnny Cage just became his own character over the years, which was more resemblance of the Miz,
Yeah.
But I can understand this, like, since it's going back to square one, year one, so it will make sense that they want to go back to the original skin of Johnny Cage. Okay, I'll give them a pass on that. But next Mortal Kombat game, I'm damn well expecting him to give the Miz DLC.
I don't even know what the next Mortal Kombat game is going to be anymore. I can't lie to you. Because listen. Okay, for the audience here, spoilers, but I'm not going to go too heavy on them. We got leaks of cutscenes that happen later in the game. Encrypted, have you seen any of the trailers that came out currently?
I haven't, but you can spoil them if you want.
Okay. Currently, what we've been seeing is like your typical trailer stuff, the origin movie stuff. Crypto, when I tell you the back half of this game is Avengers in-game level shit, this I don't know what happened.
What the hell am I listening to right now?
It jumps from Iron Man 1 to Avengers in-game somehow. I don't know how we got there, but we're here.
Magic.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. So
I see. Mortal Kombat has piqued my interest because I saw who Megan Fox was voicing, and it's just her character from Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like I feel like I almost can't miss that now. Like just seeing that.
I'm just saying, Ash, if the other guys are down, we will bring you into another freaking Discord server where we have movie nights, and if it was your choice, we can watch Jennifer's Body.
I still have yet to see it. It's a shame.
It's so good. I saw it in the theater when they re-released it at a local art house theater. So it's really good. Recommend it.
I know. I try and watch it every Halloween, and then I always forget every Halloween to watch it, and then I'm
gonna
just
bully
like
you on
disappointed.
TikTok to remember to watch it.
Please do. That's the only way I'll do it.
It's such a good movie. It's like you either stay for the K-drama that I started, or we are watching random horror movies.
But no, like I was watching, so we got some leaks of the back half of this game, and for audience members, I really don't want to spoil it for. I mean, I don't care about spoilers, so I'll be spoiled by anything. I don't care, but I know a lot of people do care, so I won't like go in depth. But oh my god, this is insane! We get so many callbacks to like other Mortal Kombat games that basically could have like ended the franchise. You could have ended the franchise here, honestly.
Whoa!
It's I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how you get from where the Cryptid, when you're done, do yourself a favor. Go watch the trailers right then, just to see, or like the leak scenes, and then
Yeah.
see then go look up the final battle scenes and tell me we're not in like at the end of a trilogy by the time we get to the end of the game. Okay,
I mean,
that's
it
how.
sounds like it just jumped right into Armageddon. Honestly, you know, like,
Well,
well, are you saying it's actually more intense than that? Like,
it's
whoa,
far more intense than Armageddon.
oh man,
It's like
I
Armageddon
need
times
to
like 10.
catch up on my Mortal Kombat lore.
There's a lot of
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat lore I can get you
Keep in
started.
mind, I'm more of a Soul Calibur person, but I only played the
Ah,
first game.
Soul
I grew up-
Calibur. Oh, I
Yeah.
missed that game.
I need to get my
I'm-
PS3 set back up so that I can play Soul Calibur 4 again. I love that game so much. My childhood.
I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat. I'm excited for the Peacemaker DLC, but my budget just won't demand me having to buy a PS5 just for this game. So,
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
that would be worth it, man.
yeah.
If you magically did get PS5 money with money to buy the game, would you do it?
Yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I guess I'm kind of worried though, because this was such a jump. I don't even know when I watch the story in context will I like it, not because it's bad, but because it's just like, this is your first game in the new timeline and you're already at like a 12 out of 10. So I'm kind of worried how, like, and I hope not every threat is this big scale, but like, what else can you do now? Like, this seems like such a big jump. Also, if you're a fan of the Kombat Kids, you get a big fuck you. I'm telling you that right now.
Hey, I already got an FU when they did my boy Coral Khan dirty, so it's time for the rest of the Mortal Kombat kids to feel my pain. All right?
Suffer, feel our pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. Like like I said, everything in the final battle looks great. It just feels too soon. It would be like if you were just watching Avengers and then like at the very end, like the battle of Endgame happens. You're like, what? So I don't know. No. But yeah, other than that, I am excited to. I at least want to know why the story escalates so hard. So excited for that. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you guys are lucky that I'm not planning on getting Just Dance 2024 for a while, because I know damn well that game's gonna have lore, and then I'm gonna want to talk about it on here.
Oh my!
Just Dance has lore.
No, please invite me back on when you do the Just Dance lore, because I have so many thoughts about it. Why does this game have lore?
So interesting.
I didn't even know it had lore.
Yeah, it was more like of the recent games that they're adding lore to it, but yeah, 2023 definitely like, whew, when it came to the lore.
Well, speaking of which, I guess we'll so I guess since Crypt is not even gonna wait to play the game because he can't, we'll probably just all see the cutscenes. I might get the game, or I might not, and then we can just like talk about it like it's a movie review or something on the channel.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Any final thoughts on Megan Fox's The Tira or John
Gay
Quad?
rights. There we go.
Gay rights.
There you go.
If they remake Jennifer's Body, I'm gonna fight someone.
They're
already doing The Crow.
So which do you want seeing Tira hook up with Melina down the line?
I don't really care. I don't know much about Mortal Kombat lore. I'll see whatever I see and I'll go along with it.
Gotcha. But alright then, with that, I mean, I guess we can move on to the next topic. You know what, Ash? You do this next one.
Oh, the What If Season 2 leaks?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen most of them. I think that the only real highlights that I remember are we are getting a new character. We're getting the first Native American character
in the MCU.
In the MCU. Wish it was Wyatt Wingfoot, but let's be honest here. That's a long shot for me.
I have something to tell you about when it comes to Wyatt Wingfoot later.
Wait a minute. Echo doesn't count?
Echo should count.
Echo should count. It's the first solo story for a Native American character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of like asterisk that they're putting with it.
I mean, they're giving Echo.
Echo would be it.
Echo's TV show should have come out months ago, so
we'll live. Yeah. But no, that one seems the most interesting because it's actually pulling from a real life like community of people.
But wait, what's the episode titled?
It's what if. So it's basically what if this tribe got the cosmic cube. So like at
Yeah,
the very
Iroquois.
beginning of the
Wait.
MCU.
Yeah. They went
Okay,
by,
yeah.
they have like two names, but the
Wait.
Iroquois is the name that I most know of when it comes to
Which
this.
which can you pronounce the name they gave on the leaks?
Oh fuck! Why are you doing this to me, man?
You seem more
Yeah,
passionate
because
about this
I only
subject.
knew it by the Iroquois. I didn't know
Yeah.
this name.
Gotcha.
We'll post it on Twitter for you guys so that you guys can learn.
Okay. I could try to attempt to pronounce it. The Huadin Osana Confederacy.
That wasn't even close. Okay,
Hey,
you moved.
I'm American, all right, audience.
Yeah.
You can still like attempt.
Wow, are you trying to get
I
us canceled,
attempt,
Cryptid? What was
I
that?
attempted, which hey, I was the only one here of the stones to at least attempt to pronounce it.
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
like two E's at the end. You put the U before the A.
The important thing is Kahori is being introduced, which is I think what maybe like the MCU's like fifth original character.
Who?
Depending on
Now
who's canon anymore.
For
Who
real,
is
don't
this?
get me started with that. But I think this is a very interesting concept. You know,
But who is this character? Like
so
what?
she's completely original to the MCU. I don't remember.
We don't. Yeah, we don't know much about. We don't know much about her yet. Otherwise, I don't even think that they have put out her powers yet.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
Because I gotta be honest, when you guys talk about this, it's going back to like the story of the colonization of America and that stuff. I'm thinking, why couldn't this have been used as an opportunity to have Red Wolf make his
basically, all it
appearance?
says on the wiki is who she is and the fact that she found the Tesseract in a lake and into like in her like community into like basically leading her on a quest to discover her power. So I'm assuming she's gonna go on a space journey. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's really vague on details.
It's very vague. They're like, no, you don't get to know anything about this character until it comes out.
I mean,
I think the one I'm least excited for is the Happy Hogan one.
That's my favorite one.
I'm not the biggest in the Iron Man lore. That's just me personally. Sorry, Daystar. But I'm not excited for a WandaVision musical one, but I'll watch it anyways.
Okay.
The Happy Hogan one is the only reason I'm tuning in, if I'm being honest.
I don't really care for the Captain Carter one either, to be honest. That's
I don't think anyone does.
Hey, I'm a big Captain America fan, and I like Captain Carter in her first episode, but even I'm not excited for this one either. So,
I'm not really hyped.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of excited to see the Odin and Hela versus Wenwu one. That one seems interesting.
Okay, I gotta be honest. When I saw that title, I thought to myself, wait, who the fuck is Wenwu?
The Mandarin.
You didn't watch Shang-Chi three times in theaters?
I watched Shang-Chi, but thing is, I don't know, it just didn't click with me, to be honest.
In your defense, he did die in that movie.
I like how he had a whole scene explaining his name was Wenwu and not the Mandarin, and you just didn't remember his
I'm not even sure most of the audience remembers his name.
Apparently we do. Like some of us do.
Also, Cryptid, you better not talk bad about one of the most popular movies in Phase 4. I don't know why it's so popular, but it is.
Yeah, it's just because. Well, it's just good. It was just a nice action film, and that's all we needed it to be.
And also, like keep in mind, I liked Eternals for a completely different reason to Shang-Chi. So,
I mean, I like Eternals. I get why it wasn't for everybody, but and don't get me wrong, I like Shang-Chi up until like the third act. I think that's when the third act I was just like,
that makes sense.
I think I only remember Shang-Chi for that product placement of a pet sidekick they tried.
Oh, you were mad about that. You were mad about
that. I know Trevor. That's all I
Yeah,
remember it by.
his pet. Like I remember saying to myself when I first saw that movie, this is the most blatant ass corporate forcing a pet sidekick into the movie that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like,
merchandise.
yeah,
We live in a capitalist hellscape.
The funnier thing is that I remember explicitly going in after like the movie came out like a few months later and then buying all the merchandise for like dirt cheap.
yeah, yeah,
So
gotcha.
uh,
But anyway, how do you guys feel about him competing against Odin and Hela?
He'll lose
I think
because
he could do
If he
it.
can't even beat his
He should.
well, in his defense, he's not
He,
really defeating his.
he should lose. Like this shouldn't even be a
wait, hang on.
question
Do you think?
about
But
it.
Do you
it's like
think?
one of those. It's one of those like death battle situations where it's like you don't know.
Do you think they're gonna remember that he has 9 other powers with those rings? That's what's
I
going
hope
on.
so. I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the only feasible way I could see see an explanation for how he could go up against those literal gods.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's a page turner. I mean, at least when Wu versus Odin and Hela. I mean, you're like, ooh. So,
It'll be a good fight. That's
right.
that's all that really matters in
Mhm.
that
I
case.
think so far, like the what if lineup seems pretty light. Other than that one, I mean, I'm just saying, like the last season we had Doctor Strange loses his heart. I mean, I didn't like the episode, but Captain Carter was
Yeah.
somebody got you in there. The Ultron episode,
Dude,
Okay.
I still
Oh,
love that Marvel Zombies episode, but I
Yeah.
wish the zombies themselves were like they acted like they still did. I guess you can say because
Mhm.
that's how it is in the comics. But like, I get it at the
Mhm.
same time.
Mhm.
would have been a lot
Stuff
in 30
But
minutes.
but the thing about Marvel Zombies is that it's a story about the zombies, not about the survivors as much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
see,
true.
see, for me,
That's true.
the more absurd the concept gets, the better I think it is for What If. Because I'm a big fan of the What If comics. I really do enjoy
You're
like
wild.
the out there
Mhm.
stories. So
Mhm.
that's why the only one that has piqued my interest highly is Happy Hogan Saving Christmas. Just because like it's like zero stakes, makes no sense. It's just there.
Mhm.
And you're here for it.
Yeah, and
Speaking
I'm
of that,
gonna be watching that one when it happens.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Krypton?
definitely. Well, I just wanted to mention like the other what ifs that we didn't mention yet. There's also what if Yondu delivered Star Lord to Ego?
R.I.P.
Okay, so the whole
But I
world
don't
gets
like Chris Pratt, so it's fine.
so the whole universe gets, I assume, invaded by Ego. I guess.
I will say, like the weird thing is that there's no listing for Marvel Zombies.
Mhm.
Because they're getting their own
Two.
show.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
The
Oh, I don't
show
know
thing.
I don't know if he's still here, but hello, Tevia. I don't know if you're still here.
What's up, Dev? Okay, this one kind of piques my interest. What if Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne fought the Red Guardian during the 80s?
Okay.
Now, I would have liked to see Red Guardian what he was like during his prime, but going by what I know of Red Guardian currently, like he was just a propaganda piece mainly. So
Who
I'm
allegedly
not
fought
expecting,
Captain America.
as he claims to have.
Right.
But nobody is there to disprove it. But we don't know if that's actually true or not.
I'm just in
Um,
it because we're finally getting more Janet Van Dyne, which is
Yeah.
it's a crime that we haven't up until this point.
But we're not getting the Janet that I like, the one from Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So is it really
Yeah.
Janet?
The young kid of the crew.
The one that makes you really hate Hank Pym every
Yes.
single time.
Yeah. But Hank
Me
Pym and
reading anything in
Oh.
Webweaver's universe.
I want to say this real quick. Like Hank Pym and Earth's Mightiest Heroes is just such a bummer to be around. Like everybody's trying to fight abilities. Like, do we have to fight, guys? I'm like, man, shut up.
Shut the
Well,
fuck up.
Well, no, keep this in mind. He never even wanted to be in this superhero gig to begin with. It was really Janet that was pressuring him. Come on, let's go be superheroes. Let's go join the Avengers, this and that.
And she
Hank
was
Pym's a
right.
pacifist. Hank Pym was a pacifist.
I would have.
Like,
I
he
would
didn't
have.
want
I
to
would have
fight.
Was
sat.
he though?
I would have
Yeah.
sat Janet down, and I'd be like, "Listen, Jan, this isn't working. I'm sorry, I
Which
can't."
is what ended up happening. That's why he left the Avengers. Like, I just can't do this.
So
Like, I mean, Janet, come on, you can't force a guy to do something he doesn't want to do, man. Come
yeah,
on, you know?
he could be our background scientist or something. But like
Yeah.
he's bumming me out every time we're trying to fight. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that's why we need to
Mhm.
leave the stupid science man in the background. Matt
Mhm.
Hudson, I'm looking at you. I read that one What If issue,
Oh,
Wolverine led Alpha Flight, and you were way
Oh.
better in that book than you were in the entire franchise.
yeah. Oh,
Damn.
this actually kind of reminds me. We are supposed to get Goliath at some point in one of these episodes.
Oh yeah.
Finally?
I believe it is the What If Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne fought Red
Prob-
Guardian. I do believe that is the Goliath episode.
Probably. The only reason I say that is because the next wave of Marvel toys did show Goliath in there for the What If season. So yeah,
Yeah.
expect that. I guess the
Oh,
only other
wait.
one we haven't talked about was what if Gamora killed Thanos?
Yeah,
I-
but like I
that's
think that's
also-
kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's also a
Mhm.
holdover from season one
One.
because they had to cut it early, which I was excited for it, less excited for it now somehow.
Mhm.
But
Been too long.
we'll
It was
see
just
what
too long.
happens.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, look, guys, while we're still here on the Marvel topic, I got an insider scoop. Okay, you heard it from me first. Okay, you guys ready?
Word.
All right, come closer. Okay, I have it in that McDonald's is gonna be in Loki season 2.
No way.
Well,
Yeah.
Burger King was in Thor 1 after all.
No, I was so real story. I was at work and I went to go like eat McDonald's for lunch, and I was like sitting there looking at the bag, and then it said, "Hey, here's a list of all the movies we have product placement in." At the very bottom was Loki season
Okay,
2.
the same thing happened to me as well. So me and my friend, after Tucson Comic Con this year, we went to McDonald's real quick because my friend wanted to get some water and a Pepsi, but that's not important. And so you know how they have the screen where you can order it like remotely, I guess you can say, but still in the store. So
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I was able to record the part where we got to see the devil as a part-timer like part of the ad. And I was losing my mind because I didn't believe that was real. But rest assured, audience, it's real. So if you're one of those anime nerds like me, yeah, go to your local Mickey D's, I guess.
and sit there and wait.
Sit there and wait like a minute or two. You'll get it. And
Listen,
then
while we're watching every jam-packed episode of Loki season 2, reviewing it thoroughly, keep a lookout because
hey, Jake, are we
McDonald's is.
watching it together or are
We can
watching
watch it together.
When is it coming out again?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Does
Yeah,
there
anyone
you go.
know?
Yeah, no.
We just need a cleansing after the last Disney Plus series.
Oh my
Invasion
god,
was
Secret
interesting.
Invasion was terrible.
Secret Invasion. Like,
Oh god, I feel like they should have waited on this a bit more to make this, but that's just
Yeah. Okay.
That show has a lot of
So
problems.
like my big theory is that
Wait, what's your
really
big theory?
Kevin Feige, Kevin
Oh no.
oh no.
Feige is just buying time until he can recast the X-Men.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. But Kevin Feige is just like buying time until he can recast the X-Men. That is everything that's happening in the MCU right now is just him waiting until he can recast the X-Men.
You know that scene? You know that scene where Nick Fury leaves Earth in a panic state while going on the ship? That's really Kevin Feige. He's doing that with the X-Men. There you go. But
and Cryptid has the gall to be angry at the She-Hulk series that he didn't even watch because of that final episode.
No, wait. I want to clarify, Lord.
I know I like She-Hulk. That last episode was bonkers, but I still.
Yeah, wait, let him clarify. Let him defend himself.
I knew where this show was going to go as soon. I was at first excited for this show. Like, when it comes to something I'm excited for, I don't watch the trailers because I want to be surprised, right? So I avoided the trailers of She-Hulk until I found out that Abomination was going to be there. And all I needed to know of with what they were going to do with Abomination was just him doing that smirk. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys are going to make a comedic joke out of him, aren't you?
Hey,
No.
You know who it would have been cool to see in the show instead of Daredevil?
Rick Jones.
No, I was gonna say Wyatt Wingfoot. You were supposed to say
no.
Wyatt
Oh,
Wingfoot.
And-
technically he is in the show. So
Is
I
he?
figured this out. Because I was rewatching it when I was in college, and if you pause at a certain point when she's in the writer's room, there is a panel of Wyatt and Jen that is on the cork board that is like clearly like very visible. And then so I was staring at it, and I
If
was
you
like,
find
if
that
that
Oh my
means
screenshot, please send it to me because I need to see
I
that.
I have it on Twitter. I will send it to you after this
Okay,
because
cool.
it
Also, guess
I
who
freaked
got a
out.
little? Guess who got a little character blurb in the 2020 Marvel Encyclopedia?
Wyatt Wingfoot.
And
There.
Kyle Nadu. Both of them did.
There you go.
Uh,
But
that means Johnny Wyatt is canon. That's all I gotta say about that. It's
but
canon.
there you go.
Okay.
But that was Marvel's What If.
Yeah.
Is it my turn to shine?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, no. There's one more topic before your turn to shine, Witch. And Jake, you announce this one.
Okay. Well, it seems like Captain America is going to the stars because Starfox is rumored to be voiced by Chris Hemsworth.
You mean Thor?
That's the
Jake.
wrong
Oh,
Chris.
damn it.
That's the wrong Chris.
Damn it.
Dumbass.
Too many Chris. Damn it.
That was a really good intro, though.
Thank you.
Thor is going back to the stars.
Thor's,
and
yes.
Jake, for the record, Captain America already went to space. It was called Lightyear, and we know
That's
that
true.
that
True.
bomb. All right, but as for Chris Hemsworth's the Starfox,
Are
Okay.
we talking about like the game Starfox?
Yes.
the game,
the
yes.
box?
Oh, thank goodness. If
Yes.
we're talking about the Marvel character, I'm gonna shoot myself.
This is all based out of the success of Mario. They're gonna want to make like the Nintendo verse down the
Just-
line.
Does that mean they're just grabbing every single Chris then?
They're getting every Marvel actor who was a main lead, and they're saying be in our movie.
It's like, oh,
Transfer.
you're done with Marvel now?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
you're
going-
done
no.
with DC, Chris Pine? Come join my movie.
They're gonna have Chris Evans be Captain Falcon. I'm calling it.
I'll be so dumb.
I would pay to see that though. I mean,
But
Hey, I don't have to worry about a Castlevania movie because we're already getting the show, and I'm already gonna have thoughts by the time it comes out.
I mean, I think they even announced that the Zelda was getting a movie down the line. So, yeah.
Zelda's gonna be. Listen,
that's gonna be Chris Pine.
Listen, speaking for Austin, Austin says he doesn't think it'll be too hard. I think it'll be hard to make a movie out of Zelda, but that's just me.
Well, it depends. Are we basing it off of one specific game, or are we basing it off of the entire franchise?
No, it's gotta be one game. It's gotta be one game. You
I
can't do
hope it's
that.
Skyward Sword. I am hoping it's Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess. Because
The
those are
one
my
that's-
favorites.
Listen, the one that's gonna get people in seats is Ocarina of Time. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
let's
the
be
one
honest.
people really want to see.
No! I want Skyward Sword!
Wow. But anyway, so Starfox, Chris Hemsworth. I mean, like I said about Chris Pratt, I gotta hear the voice. So
Do a barrel roll.
No, Chris Hemsworth.
did I say? What did I say?
You said Chris Pratt.
Oh no, I said it. I said like I said a long time ago with Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Yeah. I was comparing Chris Pratt. I just gotta hear the voice
okay.
with. I gotta hear the voice with Hemsworth. That's all it is. So-
As far as the character they'll go with Starfox, I just hope he's a straight edge, down the business sort of character in the movie, not like a jokesy sort of character. But that's just my hope anyway.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know much of Starfox at the moment, but he does have an actual established voice. Like he does talk, from my understanding.
Yeah,
So.
he does talk. He's straight edge. He's in the mission mindset. This and that.
What really will make or break the movie for me is who they cast to play that like annoying frog in the game.
Oh,
that's
God.
the only character I ever remember.
I swear, if no one says do a barrel roll, I'm going to leave the theater.
That's gonna be the
Here's
finishing move.
You cast Patton Oswalt as the frog. There you go.
It's good. It's
No,
gonna be like
Michael Cera as the frog.
That's a little too perfect.
Jesus, it's gonna be like the final act of the movie, the final battle, and like Starfox is gonna be losing. His ship's gonna be injured. He can barely hold on. Someone's about to shoot him from behind, and it's like, do a barrel roll, and he's just gonna barrel perfectly out the way. There you go. But I don't know what the plot is. Probably just gonna be the first game. That seems a lot easier than Zelda.
Yeah.
But,
Zelda takes time. There we go.
Zelda should be like the last one in phase 1.
Alrighty. But, I think we've spoken enough about that. So, you guys want to move on?
Yes.
Okay, Witch, your time to shine.
Yes! Hi. The Castlevania Nocturne trailer came out the other day. Someone leaked it on Twitter and then they posted it like the next day. So basically, all you need to know in this trailer is we got hot vampires in a cult trying to get the freaking not mutant messiah. What am I talking about? Vampire messiah. We don't know who that is, but my bet is that it's going to be Elizabeth Bartley from Castlevania Bloodlines, which makes no sense because that game is supposed to be during World War I, not the French Revolution. But don't worry about that. We got hot vampire hunters, as in Richter Belmont, aka my namesake. It's great.
Woo!
I know. Yeah. He's low-key kind of emo in this, but it's great. We got Maria Renard for all my Maria stans. You know who you are. We stan you. We got Annette, which if I hear any racist comments in the comment section, I will be biting your ankles. So I don't want to hear crap. We get Tara, who's now I'm assuming a speaker magician, like how they did with Sypha in the first show. Which, okay, she's not a nun anymore. I guess I'll live. I don't know. No Iris, which she was the doctor. Where's my doctor? Where's my doctor lady? Anyways, it's fine. And then we got this other random guy. I don't know. He's probably original to the show. It's fine. I'll be okay. But no Dracula in this one. I don't expect to see Dracula in this for a while. But they kind of already ruined the chances of Dracula's resurrection cycle, because if you guys don't know, ever since Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, like timeline-wise, he always came back 100 years later, so then it was like 100 years later it was Christopher, and then it was Simon, then Juice 50 years later, but that's not important. Then it was Richter, and then he just did whatever the hell he wanted during the 1800s and early 1900s, and then in 99, Julius was like, motherfucker, my family's back and I'm beating your ass. So I hope we get something like that, but we're probably going to get a season in Castlevania Nocturne based off of Symphony of the Night, which I'm like, you already did that in the first show, so why are you doing it again? But that's besides the point. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Dracula and Lisa, which is Dracula's wife, by the way, if you didn't know. Maybe do some quick Google search, I don't know. But, yeah, you guys get hot vampires during the French Revolution. I don't know why we're in France. Can I be honest with you? I don't know why we're in France. This is a Castlevania game. The only time that makes sense.
Han Eiffel Tower Baguette. That's why.
I know. Like, it makes sense for the first game, like first game in the timeline, which is Lament of Innocence, which they should have started out with that regardless. Besides the point. But no, it's the entire game franchise up until Aria and Dawn of Sorrow has always been set in Romania. Besides like Bloodlines, but that's not important because they went all around the continent. But I don't know. I guess we started out where France would be today. We chilled out in Romania for a while. We went around the world during freaking Bloodlines, and then we went to Japan in the Sorrow games because, Dracula had to resurrect as a pretty anime boy. Why not? Whose name was Soma Cruz, by the way. His name was Soma Cruz. That is not, I don't think that's a Japanese name. Anyone can correct me in the comments, but I don't think Cruz is a last name of the Japanese descent. But you know what? I'm not here to judge. Going back to the trailer, there wasn't too much to go off of. I better not see Alucard in this first season, depending on how many seasons there are. Because it would not make sense. Give me back Iris, my lovely doctor lady. I hope they do Annette justice because she definitely did get a revamp, because originally she was kind of a damsel in distress, but I was like okay with that because she had like motives and such, of why she did not want to marry Dracula and what she was going to do if that happened. but there was like a whole thing behind it. Don't worry about it. If anyone complains about the corny dialogue, shut up, because that's the whole point of Castlevania when it came to voice dialogue. Like, go look up the Symphony of the Night original dub, and then come back to me on that, because that is hilarious. And I'm sad that Castlevania Requiem had the freaking redone of the voice acting, but that's just me personally. Anyways, sorry about me ranting about the entire franchise. September 28th. Mark your calendars, I guess. I'm going to be a major menace when I actually finish the show, because I probably will finish it in a day or two, because I got to take notes. Your bitch got to take notes, because I got to represent my boy, Richter Belmont, who is my favorite Belmont and the reason why I have my name.
Vampires are hot.
Yes, in conclusion, vampires are hot. Yeah,
There you go.
and also in conclusion, I have an Alucard body pillow that I got when I was 16, and I have no regrets. Anyways, we can move on now.
Damn, that was fast, honestly. Like,
I mean, there wasn't much to the trailer, so it's exactly what I said. Hot vampire cults.
Hell yeah.
Belmont and Co. Because you need a whole Co. I guess you could say, even though Richter Belmont and Maria Bernard were the only playable characters in Rondo, but that's fine. They added like 2 new characters to the roster because they wouldn't give me Grant in the first one, so they were like, well, let's put this random ass character in the sequel show or whatever. I'm like, whatever. Give me Soma Cruz or Shinoa next. I don't know. I'll be okay with either one. Anyways.
All right, then. I mean, with that, we can move on to the next topic. You know what, Ash? Why don't you take this one?
Yeah, so following the X-Men Marvel Voices one-shot, we're now getting an Avengers Marvel Voices one-shot with way less characters. I think like the kind of tone that Marvel especially set at the beginning of this year, when they ended Asian American and Pacific Islander month with the death of Miss Marvel after not promoting any of their Asian characters the entire month. I think that kind of set the tone of what was going to happen to Marvel Voices even before the X-Men one shot came out. And I know a lot of people want to say, like, Marvel Voices, it's mostly for the creators. It's mostly to bring on these marginalized creators and let them write whatever characters they want. And while I agree with that, they can, do that in other books, or you can give them minis and solos, and, you can give them, an actual full story to themselves instead of taking like the one place where you talked about marginalized identities.
Thank you.
And just to add to your point, back in the day, that used to be what If was for. Like the What If books are used to promote new talent.
And we do need to bring back the What If books. I stand by that. I know recently I Am Iron Man was a huge hit. It had a marginalized creator writing for Iron Man, who, by the way, that the writer for I Am Iron Man is also a Stony shipper and a Iron Strain shipper, and we have slowly found that out over time, and it's insane.
Dude, isn't it hilarious when we find out that our favorite comic book writers reads fan fiction? Like, you should have seen my reaction when I found out that Leah Williams wrote fan fiction and she added that into one of her books.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, with kind of going back to Marvel Voices, it's especially telling that we used to have like an entire book dedicated to Marvel's Native American characters, and the best we're getting this year, Wyatt Wingfoot was one of the first. I don't think he was the first, but he was one of the first. But all we're getting for him is a bonus story in She-Hulk, and no other word of if that's going to then turn into he's a reoccurring character in that book, or
the struggle do be real.
Or Ryan North's Fantastic Four.
Echo has a series coming out right now. The Echo and Daredevil series.
I'm looking back through
Just
Marvel
Echo.
I'm looking back at Marvel Voices Identity, which is the one for Asian and Pacific Islander characters, And I'm just saying, I would love to see a little mini series with Silver Samurai and Armor, because I love the story with the traditional pink sushi one that they had.
Yeah.
Can I tell like say one of my gripes with Silver Samurai?
What?
He's a cool character, cool design, cool everything, but every single time I see him pop up in a story, it's always involving Wolverine.
Well, if it
Can't
makes you
you?
feel better,
Yeah.
Wolverine is not in this unless you account
I hope
Akihiro, but he was
I
only in
I
here
hope
for one panel.
I mean, I hope he isn't in there because I'm just like thinking, dude, you're such a cool design character. I mean, I feel like you could branch off your own. Why are you
No.
playing second fiddle to
So
Wolverine
basically,
all
in
the
the story
time?
with Armor and Silver Samurai, the only reason why Akihiro even shows up, I mean, I think like Surge, I forgot what her name was. She's the blue
God,
one.
Surge.
Yeah, no. So the only reason why those two show up is because Armor wanted to show them her pink sushi that she made.
Ah.
Her pink rice sushi. And honestly, I would love to see this creative team come back and make like a little mini series with this.
I think that they need to bring back Agents of Atlas.
Yeah.
I miss
I,
that team so much every single day, and it was especially a very nice
Ash,
place to highlight,
Ash,
Asian
damn,
characters.
Ash, I really wish our old buddy Philly Superman were here because me and him, we're the biggest fans of Agents of Atlas and Tiger Division. All those characters: Luna
There's
Snow, White Tiger, Taiwan, Swordmaster. I mean, I literally
Teguki.
collected.
Wave is
I
literally
literally,
like one of my favorites.
yeah,
I plan
Also,
on
like
you
I
know
cosplaying
who
her
have,
I want to
eventually.
see?
like
You want to
I
know who
have
I want to
all the
see pull up in
comics.
one of these Marvel Voices books that we have not seen in the two that are most relevant to him? Where is Richter and Shatterstar? They only showed up in like as a quick cameo in the first one, and then they were like, "Nope, never again."
I think Shatterstar got replaced. I think
Shatterstar's not replaced.
by a female version of him.
That was in a Rob Liefeld book that we don't talk about, Cryptid. You know
Okay.
this.
No, I just saw glimpses of that, so I
Yeah,
mean,
me
I don't
too.
know
I
what the
have
stat
Twitter.
is. No, I just saw it in my comic book shop. Like,
Yeah.
let me skim this a bit. Oh, there's a female Shatterstar. Nah, okay, whatever. You know, like,
We don't talk about
um,
that book, okay?
but oh, speaking of books, Ash, are you reading
Yeah.
Contest of
And
Chaos?
I read the Johnny fight, and then I went, "Yep, that
The,
Johnny
the
won." And then,
you gotta read the issue after that. That's Moon Knight versus
Teguki!
Taiwan.
oh yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
that
actually
was
I need to catch up on that.
both me and Austin. Like that was our favorite matchup out of that whole series. And even this week, right? They had the matchup between Spider Gwen and White Fox.
I forgot to pre-order that one. I'm
Like
gonna have to go get that this week.
I didn't put it on the list because that issue itself wasn't really that big. I mean, it just got straight to the point. Is what I
And
want to
sometimes that's
say.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Know.
But hey, I want to support anywhere these characters pop up. I want to support them. Because there are cool characters. I got the variant covers of them too. So. Let's
Yeah.
see. Oh wait, but going back to the subject at hand. Wow, we got really off track.
Sorry.
Avengers voices. A bit of an oddball choice to do voices for Avengers, but then I had to remember when I saw that Marvel was giving X-Men a voices issue. I'm like, okay, you guys are stretching this whole voices thing out to as many teams as possible at this point.
We have yet to get an outside of the Pride special. We have yet to get any for any other marginalized identities.
For real.
And the fact that
real.
and the Avengers one could have been able to do that because the Avengers they are a very diverse team. We have Sam Wilson as Captain America now. Monica and Robbie are both featured in it, but they gave two of the slots to Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. And I know neither of those are going to talk about their disabilities. So
wait, time out. Tony Stark, I can understand, but Steve Rogers, I can see them wanting to give him a chance to have a voice because, yeah, I know out from an outsider's perspective, they look at Steve Rogers, right? he's a white, blonde hair, straight guy. Like he's got it
Maybe.
all.
Maybe
He's got
straight.
all. He's got it made. No, in reality, his parents came in were Irish immigrants who came to America at a time where Irish people were being discriminated against.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they didn't live the life of luxury. They lived in pretty much the ghettos of New York. His father could barely hold a job because he was Irish. He would try to mask his pain with drinking, which led him to be an alcoholic. While his mother worked like a slave, like trying to uh, do laundry, clean clothes just to pay rent. While Steve did his best, trying to sell newspapers out on the street corners,
Mhm.
even if it meant he had to skip school for that, just to help
Yeah.
survive.
And I
So
think
I could see if they I could see them. It would be appropriate if they touch on that with Steve. You know.
yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the issue with like specifically Avengers Marvel voices is that
Mm-hmm.
it seems like too little or characters. Like I feel like if they just added like, two more people, maybe, even had, Steve possibly do a header with Sam where they talk about growing up cuz Sam
Mm-hmm.
also came from extreme poverty.
Oh
Uh
yeah.
and, like,
So.
they do, like, a double feature with them, I feel like it would've been a lot better received,
Mm-hmm.
than, it currently being.
I guess I could understand your point in that. I mean, I'm a huge time Captain America fan, so I see an argument for
Yeah,
Sam wanting to get it.
but you hate
Mhm.
Aaron Fisher though.
He is not a cap, but
Yes,
we'll say that
he's
confident.
Captain America of the Railways, and
No,
I'm gonna fight you
no,
on this.
no. But we'll continue on. That's a whole mess of these
Yeah.
topic right there.
Ariel Agbenyani
Um,
supremacy. That's all I gotta
gotcha.
say.
So Monica's also going to get a story here. Okay, I think it's going to be written by the same person who wrote Ironheart. So,
Oh,
okay.
Ewing.
Yeah,
I knew exactly who it was
yeah,
'cause it's also the person who did, Monica's, mini, that came out earlier this year, which was amazing,
cool,
and,
cool.
why Monica does not have an ongoing right now,
She,
is
no,
beyond me.
Didn't she
she,
have one?
yeah, she had one a while ago.
No,
I remember picking up that first issue because it was a damn good variant cover.
no,
Um,
it was a mini series, it was only, 5
miniseries,
issues. Yeah. Uh,
yeah. Okay.
it coming out post Marvels, or, we're about to hit the Marvels. We're about to like have these characters be put on the big screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of odd that Monica and Kamala are still only surviving by the occasional
Mm-hmm.
miniseries, and Carol's the only one with an
It's a,
ongoing, despite all
it's a
three of them proving to be very
They could
popular
be very
characters.
popular characters, but the issue is like whether their books could actually sell, and that's the
Plus,
real
also,
issue of that.
especially more recently, they rarely acknowledge the fact that Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel way before Carol ever was.
Yeah, and
And I feel like they should
Oh
bring
I'm
that
gonna
up
fight
because it's like,
Kevin Feige about that. I'm
me
so
too. Can I join you? Can I
yes.
join on that? Okay,
yeah.
cool, great. But
But
it's like, not, it was like literally a few years after Marvel died, Monica was like, I'm gonna step up. And then Gina Spell was like, no, fuck off. I'm stealing 2 of your titles.
Yeah,
I'm the
which is
worst.
why I say that Genus Vell is canonically the only racist one of Marvel's
Thank
children.
you. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. He's
I'm
the
sorry.
worst.
Once is one thing. Doing this twice is a little suspicious.
He goes, hey, do you want to know the name he goes by now, by the way? He goes by Legacy.
oh yeah, in the last Warlock book, I think, right?
In the Adam Warlock miniseries. Yeah.
Damn.
Gotcha. But before we go too off topic, there was also another character that Marvel's Avengers Voice is going to talk about is Robbie Reyes,
Woo!
and
Where has he
I'm
been?
I'm hesitant on that because I really did not like what they did with him in the Hispanic voices issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it can only get better from here. That's what I gotta say. So yeah,
Where has
so
he been for the past like few
he's
years? I
been
feel like he
he's
just
been in
disappeared.
He's been in the hellhole that was Jason Aaron's Avengers run.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, Ash. I don't have many Hispanic heroes I follow, but like Robbie, he just sunk with me so deeply when he came out in all new. The first iteration of Marvel's all new, all different lineup. Right. I
Yeah.
love this character. I love the premise. I love how he's a different Ghost Rider. This and that. I want to follow this guy through and through. And then Jason Aaron had to include him in his Avengers team, and took away everything that was all new and all different and pretty much unique about Robbie Reyes' version of Ghost Rider, and threw that all away.
Damn.
You- and his character never survived after that.
It's like
Yeah,
Robbie Reyes and Kamala Khan fans. We're just we're in
You're
the
struggling
same
out in these
boat.
streets.
Well,
when they ask,
at least
they-
Kamala Khan got more than 75 issues. I mean,
It's
Robbie
true.
Reyes' time only got like 12 issues. That's it.
when they ask who has a bigger rivalry, Doctor Doom and Reed Richards, I say Krypton and Jason Aaron.
It's always I don't know what is it about people named Aaron that just get under my skin, like
It's the two A's.
it's a taboo name for me. I don't know why.
Also, any Peter Parker fan and Zeb Wells, I feel like that's a good rivalry as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's be honest. Me and Nick Lowe, I'm gonna see that man once. I'm gonna be in the real bad Johnny fit, and because he knows me from that. That's the sad thing, and I'm
I'm
be
still upset at myself for not
Fair.
talking to Jim Shooter at Tucson Comic Con last year, because I would have dead ass pulled up and been like, "Hey, thank you for keeping my favorite Marvel character alive." And he's gonna be like, "Which character?" And I'm gonna be like, "I'm gonna just show a picture of Alpha Flight 106, be like, this character," and he's gonna be like, "Get the fuck out," and I'm like, "Okay." Because that's the man that says there are no gay people in the Marvel universe, you fucking liar.
Alrighty, guys. Any final thoughts on this? What? Oh no! Most importantly, who's going to be picking this issue up?
They have a Monica variant. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
Trust me, I almost bought the Web Weaver variant for the Zeb Wells Spider-Man run, but I didn't end up buying it because I hated the Zeb Wells run.
I would have to listen to the reviews of this comic first before I decide I want to buy it. If the stories are good enough for me to say I'll spend money on this.
Valid.
So, alrighty then. Okay, with that, guys, we're done with the media news and the comic news. Now we're heading to the comic reviews. Yay. And we're starting off with Marvel's Unleashed #1.
I could have introduced it better, but okay.
Okay, you do it. You do it. You do it, Jake.
Well, no, you put me on the spot, but okay. All right, looks like we're unleashing the reviews with Marvel Unleashed #1.
Good for you. Good for you. Outstage me, why don't you? Okay, but anyway, this is basically the story of the pets of Marvel teaming up to fight crime. And well, not so much fight crime, but this issue opens up with Craven of all people kidnapping Lockjaw. Yeah.
How dare he? Hasn't the Inhumans suffered enough?
No,
I
apparently
know.
not.
They're all dead. They're all dead right now.
And Marvel took away their most popular Inhuman and made them a
Technically, she's
mutant.
still Inhuman, but she's also a mutant.
Oh,
so
come
we
on, we know.
that.
Yeah.
We know she's full mutant at this point.
Yeah,
We
fuck
know.
Bruno.
They're only still saying that Kamala's an Inhuman because they feel like that's what people cared about and not the whole 1500 X logos on her.
Gotcha. But anyway, so Lockjaw does put up a fight, though. A creature worthy of the hunt. Take that as a compliment. But anyway, Craven does end up knocking him out and taking him away, and that's when we're introduced to these stray dogs that are in the street corner just eating garbage, right? and you're introduced to D Dog.
Dog?
Who D as in dog. So
Oh, I
dog
was about
dog,
to
I
say like
think.
Sea Dog VA is in this book.
Which at first I thought this was going to be the dog of Demolition Man because he was wearing a mask that Demolition Man used to wear. But
D-Man.
it made sense, like D Man, D Dog, but
It does make
now,
sense. Yes, naming
yeah.
convention one.
But no. Anyway, it's just a random dog that just got abandoned by its owner, and when it was like he swore vengeance. I will bring justice to you, an unjust world. After he gets left behind by his owner, and when he was digging through some garbage, he finds a torn up superhero mask, and it looks like the Wolverine sort of mask. So
Mhm.
he wears it, and now he's looking to pursue to justify the unjust conflicts of the world with his doggy hound. So they find out that one of his fellow brethren, Lockjaw, is missing. So he gathers some of his puppy pals, and their first stop is to go to the Avengers mansion. Of course, Jarvis has no idea what they're saying because all they're doing is just bark, bark, barking. But the only person who actually does decide to lend a hand is our favorite avian Avenger of all time, Red Wing.
Oh, the robot. I see. So we
Yay!
called in the robot to save the day.
No, we called the OG, Jake.
The OG!
Yeah,
The Red Wing that we should have gotten.
exactly. Where have you been all our lives, Ash?
Maybe we should
Okay.
make you a regular.
Honestly, I don't mind.
Okay, so anyway, Red Wing tags along. Oh, and keep in mind, audience, Red Wing is not just a normal bird. Red Wing got bitten by a vampire, so he's a vampire.
bird.
Yes. So once Red Wing gets word that a fellow animal is kidnapped, he decides to tag along. But he also brings with him Captain Marvel's cat. Chewie, I think it's his name.
Chewie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chewie in the comics, Goose in
Yep.
the MCU,
MCU.
just for people who are more familiar with that.
I'll call him Chewie because I hate Goose for what he did into Nick Fury. But anyway, so they decide to team up. They got a lead that AIM has to be involved in this, and of course, Red Wing decides to take it upon himself to be the leader of this crew. Because hey, he's been tagging along with the likes of the Avengers and Captain America, so I say that qualifies him to be the leader of this crew.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they were able to sniff Lockjaw's remains back to an AIM base. The AIM scientists are like, "What the hell are these animals doing?" And a fight commences. Well, I shouldn't say fight. It's like animals just running amok inside an AIM lab. Unfortunately, things don't go too well. They lose their lead, and that's when Red Wing brings up, this is going to require a lot more effort, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. They don't just find a dead end. They actually do find Lockjaw, who's being who's being sold by Craven, who apparently was hired to kidnap Lockjaw by this one
fuck
side.
you, Craven.
Yup.
What did Lockjaw do to you, man?
It's just business, which
No,
nothing
keep in
personal.
mind, I'm rereading Ryan North's Squirrel Girl run, which is amazing, by the way. You should all go read it. And he was literally about to murder a squirrel for no reason. I was like, motherfucker.
Hey, I was about to murder a couple squirrels for stealing my apricots, witch. So I swear vengeance on me.
That's different. Different.
Okay, but anyway, so the scientist ends up using the power of Lockjaw to summon up Blackheart. I don't know if the audience is familiar with Blackheart. He's actually the son of Mephisto or Dormammu. No, I think
depends.
Dormammu. Yeah. Either way, he's the son of a demon, a really bad guy. But anyway, Falcon. Oh no, sorry. Red Wing looks at this. Right, all the animals are in astonishment right now because they're going to be going up against a demon god, right?
Fun time.
And,
Didn't they
and they're
defeat Thanos still? The Pet Avengers?
I don't think so, but
Yeah, I
you
remember
got
that.
you got to look at this
They
team,
did.
right? You're talking about 3 dogs, a bird, and a cat.
No,
Not
it's a vampire bird.
And
vampire bird.
that's not like really a cat. It's like it's a flurkin.
Uh, some,
They got some powers.
but not enough to go up against a demon god.
Yeah,
And that
not that much.
and that's when Red Wing brings up, I only know one way to beat a demon, and that is with a god. As the issue ends with a picture of Thorgy, the
Oh my
frog that
god.
was the frog that was worthy. Oh wow, Thorgy.
I
There you go.
I just need more of this in comics. Like just more random ideas just getting thrown out and just yep, that we're going to make that.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it is a fun premise, and it's only issue 1 right now. So, hey, you could jump on it anytime you want. Oh, and can I just say that the same person that's writing this comic is also the same person writing my favorite Peacemaker comic right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
It
So you
sounds like
can't go wrong, which.
Cryptid, it sounds like you're trying too hard.
All right. Anyway, that's Unleashed, everybody. Fun book. Pick it up. All right, then. Let's go on to the next. Witch, go ahead.
I'm just gonna start this before I mention which book this is. I'm very disappointed in Cryptid for making me actually read this book. So,
Damn.
Yeah, find
just to let
more
you know,
reasons to have a beef with me, Witch. Why don't you?
so I'm gonna be
Okay.
talking about Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy. Keep in mind, when I was reading the Adam Warlock mini, which you should go read Warlock Rebirth, it's really good. The one part that made me happy about it was I barely got to see Genus Vell. And I hate Genus Vell. But guess who
Fuck
has
Genius
big
Vell in
part?
this house.
Guess who's a big part of this book? That's
Genus Vell.
Vell. Yep. So it basically starts off in the past where Genus and Silver Surfer have to fight this like big metal space thing. Don't worry about it. With like a big portal in the middle. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
So they're fighting it, and they kind of get sucked into the thing, kind of. Well, they almost did, but Silver Surfer was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna do my Silver Surfer thing and fly through it," you know. And so he's like, "Hey, Genus, you want to go see your dad?" And Genus is like, "What? My dad? What are you talking about?" You know.
Ooh.
And we'll get back to that later. They got to go to Monster Isle first, you know, where they get to hang out with pterodactyls and everything like that. So.
Yep.
Genus uses his cosmic awareness because just like his daddy, he has the cosmic awareness. But I like his dad more, so Team Dilf for life.
Both of them screwed over
I-
Rick Jones, so
I really
just
want.
Hey,
I
who
want
would
you.
you rather choose? Who would you rather choose, Genus or Marvel?
oh,
I really
Marvel by a
want.
long shot.
I really want you two to meet that one Genus Vell diehard fan out there, because there has to be one.
There probably is, and I'm gonna hate him. Anyway,
I think I found one on Twitter once.
dude, don't get me started. I'll get back to the Genus Vell comics era in a moment, but I have to go back to this book. So, Silver Surfer's like, "Hey, here's a time stone. You can borrow it for right now. Go to your dad." So we go to a couple years prior. And guess who we see fighting some space robots that kind of look like Sentinels? That's right, Marvel. My boy. My man. I'm low-key a simp. Don't worry about it. So, you know, he's fighting the robot. He yeets the head into the sky. You know, you do their thing. And so then before Genus and Silver Surfer can like hang out for too long, Silver Surfer's like, it's actually me, Mephisto, because I'm a bitch. So
Ooh.
we cut back to Monster Isle with Silver Surfer, and he's like, "Yo, Adam, where you at, man? I can't find Genus." And then freaking Adam is like, "Oh, okay. Oh, you bitch, I guess. And it ends up with Adam basically blasting Silver Surfer off of his board, and that's where it ends. So we're gonna be getting a fight between Adam and Norman Red, so that's cool. But I'm glad to see Marvel, because the only book he's other book he's like been in recently was the Groot miniseries, the prequel miniseries, which I actually really liked. It went into how he became a captain in the first place. And like I said, I'm low key a simp.
So is this good enough for you to pick up the issue 2, Witch?
If I don't see Genus Fell that much in the second issue, I'll consider it. I'll buy the first issue. There's a 50-50 chance of buying the second issue, because I'm only here for 2 people and 2 people only. Well, technically 3 if you want to count Silver Surfer, but you know, my point still stands. I mean, I like the art. I think the artist from Warlock Rebirth returned for this book. I can't recall at the moment, but
that's cool at least.
I mean, I like the art, so there's something to enjoy.
And how dare they separate Silver Surfer from his board to me?
I know, like,
how dare they?
That sounds like a hate crime.
Yeah. To me has been through a lot. In case the audience doesn't know, Silver Surfer's board officially got a name by Dan Slott. It's called To Me.
Wow, really creative naming convention, Norman.
Let's be honest, it's Dan Slott.
Like, come on, I could have thought of a better name for my surfboard.
No, it was like funny. It was funny the way they came up with the names, because like in Dan Slott's Silver Surfer run, you know, he had like a female tag along with him. I forgot her name. She was a fun gal, but like she said, "Oh, your board's named To Me," and Silver Surfer's like, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, well, that's what you always say when you're calling for your board. To me, my board." You know, so yeah. All right, then.
So yeah, in conclusion, I hope I don't see Genus Fell that much in this book, because then I will actually be upset, because I don't like Genus Fell and I don't want to spend more money than I need to.
Is there a chance that we might see Frankie Ray in this book? Because she's been gone for a while and I need her back.
I mean, if you bully the writer enough, maybe.
Okay.
Who's the writer? Hold on.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Let me try to figure out who the writer is first before you go bully a random writer.
Well, I mean, technically I did do that, and then like the next
so the last
day,
name is Mars, M-A-R-Z, if you know who that is. Hold on, I got a better picture. Ron Mars. Go bother him on Twitter. I don't know if he has a Twitter, but go bother him on Twitter.
I'll find him.
Just a will, there's a way.
But anyway, with that, I guess we're done with this review.
Yeah, my disappointment is very high. Also, hi Comic Cons. I don't know if you're still here, but hey.
Oh. What's up, man? We gotta have you on here one of these days.
I'm working on it. We've been having discussions on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Comic Con anyway, just started doing guest, as you can hear, so you know it's only a matter of time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of time, let's move on to the next topic. Blue Beetle #1, and I just bought this out of a whim, and can I just say I am so happy I actually bought this, because it brought back so many memories. Okay, so as you would expect, like the opening few pages are basically like the origin of Blue Beetle, the Scarab, Ted Cord, this and that, and it all leads up to, you know, modern day, where Jaime Reyes is fighting against this one superhero crew led by Madman. Yeah, just go with it. And I should also mention that this arc is going to be called the Scarab War. Ooh. So anyway, you have Jaime going up against them, and you know, of course, you have Ted Cord, you know, who's hovering over them, you know, in his Beetle-mobile. So yeah, it's nice seeing these two as a duo. But you know what else? Blue isn't the only color in fashion this season, because guess who pops up?
Booster Gold.
No, close enough. Close enough. 2 more Beetles.
God damn it.
Dynastis and Nitida. A green beetle and a gold beetle. Oh my god, this is big bad beetle crew.
I'm gonna off myself. Never sing the Big Bad Beetle Boys freaking opening again. That shit
What do
Bro,
you
that
got?
show, bro, that
What do
show
you
got
got?
canceled for a reason, okay?
Hey, it was good for the '90s, all right.
It
Look,
wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to be on Power Rangers level.
I'm
Ooh,
just glad that the recent plot of Blue Beetle has been essentially just let's just keep adding beetles and just see what happens.
But I just like how they condense it to just like
it's
only
like
three,
when
all right.
you guys were talking about Radiant Black or whatever the hell, and then they just added like 5 different colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can understand how that's tedious for a bit, but there is reason behind this, story angle wise. Apparently, the green beetle could actually grow to a giant. I don't really know what the gold beetle can do yet, but we'll see as the series goes along. The green beetle grows to a giant, but unfortunately, he ends up colliding with Ted Kord's ship. Bummer. But either way, they still all save the day. The two decide to go part ways, and Jaime's like, "Oh boy, there are more of me coming out now." And Ted Kord's like, "Look, Jaime, you've been in the superhero game long enough. This could be a new chapter in your life. You could lead your own team now. I know it's not going to be easy, but being a leader never is. Neither is growing up." I'm like, "Oh man, that's okay. That's some good advice."
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
There's some pretty good quotes.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
and you're also seeing Jaime go explore a different route. Because he's always been like the teenager, the superhero community, this and that. Okay, but now let's see him do a leadership role.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much. There's some commotion going on in this one restaurant where you actually have actual aliens um, coming in to order a meal and this and that, and some people are afraid of them. Yeah, I can only guess what allegory they're trying to make right there. And yeah, but the issue does end with you have Ted Cord back in his lab, fixing his vehicle, this and that, when he gets all of a sudden attacked by this mysterious red menace. And Ted Cord tries putting up a fight as much as he could, like saying, "Hey, you think you're so tough? I went up against Doomsday. I went up against Maxwell Ward."
Hang on. You didn't really go up against Doomsday. You got slaughtered against Doomsday.
Really showed him.
Right.
Oh man.
Right.
But anyway, unfortunately, this adversary proves to be too powerful. He actually ends up blowing the laboratory. The Ted Cord's shock. And unfortunately, the adversary ends up dealing a fatal death blow to Ted, and it appears that Ted has died.
R.I.P. I guess.
Someone call Booster again. We need
Someone
him.
call his boyfriend.
But we end up getting the reveal of this mysterious adversary, and it turns out to be a red beetle.
Not a red beetle.
And can I just say, this red beetle, it basically looks like Satan, I gotta say. He has like insignias in his chest, the long red cape, and apparently his shit is he has fire manipulation or whatever. So yeah, this is the first time I could say I'm actually excited for a Blue Beetle comic. I tried giving it several chances in the past. Just none of his stories have ever stuck with me, even though I want to be a Blue Beetle fan. But this is the most hype I've been.
Yeah, no, like this sounds actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Direction table. He feels like
Condensed 3, which hey, it'll hit the nostalgia bone for a certain audience.
He feels like he's growing up and maturing more than another young superhero from another universe I know that has spider powers. So.
At least Jaime gets to exist as his own separate entity, and doesn't feel the need to tie into any other teams. You know,
If he doesn't want to.
if he doesn't want to,
Right.
or if there's a mass genocide against them, and then that's the point where you shove them in there. But that's, that's a separate point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that's it for Blue Beetle. Man, we've been going through these topics fast.
No, we
No.
good.
Seriously, like, no, we're going to be ending this sooner than we normally do.
Mm.
Don't say that.
Okay. Anyway,
Because our next topic is going to last a while.
yeah. Go ahead, Jake. You do the honors.
The Fantastic Menaces return again. Fantastic Four.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Oh,
we got the not my personal favorite Fantastic Four member in this recent issue, but the most probably less problematic Fantastic Four member is starring in Fantastic Four issue 11, which do you kind of want me to just like go off because I got
Go ahead.
all right, so as the Ryan North certified Johnny Storm simp, here is Fantastic Four number 11. The plot is Ben Grimm gets stuck in a hole with a dog.
As he's falling to the center of the earth,
As
Jake.
he's falling to the center of the earth.
Okay.
Not just Thing and the dog, but his whole Ampetunia's house.
Yeah. And so yeah, essentially Ben Grimm's just falling, and all the rest of the Fantastic Four are missing. His wife's missing. He has no clue what's going on, but this dog is just here. This dog that's been terrorizing him for weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is although it is a filler issue in this run, I feel like it's a needed filler issue because so often
a lot of the stories tended to be one shots, but that plays to the strength of
people
the
often
series.
forget that. Yeah, it absolutely works. It definitely has like a Saturday morning cartoon feel, which I greatly appreciate.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's a Fantastic Four. They're never just going to have an ordinary day to themselves.
Yeah.
They would if Reed Richards died or something. But
no, because that happened. That happened in Fantastic Four comics. Got so much worse. You have not
hear
read
that,
the
Jake?
90s, have you?
they got worse, but the world was improved.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
Both of you to assume that Jake has read a comic in the past, God knows how long.
No, because the one time, because there was a brief time in the 80s where Reed Richards he was dead or presumed dead. No, it was right after Burn, which makes it worse because then you had Lyja popping back up, which that should already be a red flag. If you have Lyja back, you're not doing a good Fantastic Four thing. And Namor popped back up.
God damn it.
Was on the team. And then Sue Storm went a little. They tried to make Sue Storm sexy, and not to say that Sue Storm isn't normally sexy.
I know
because she is, but they tried to like move her past the whole like mother thing. And like give her a boob window, and
they
upgraded.
Window. You're saying they upgraded her from mother to MILF? That's what they.
It's a mommy.
No.
Mommy.
They forgot that she was a MILF. That's the issue here. But yeah, you get rid of Reed Richards. It usually does not go well for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So we can't stop at we can't just stop at getting rid of Reed. We have to get rid of them all.
No, not again. Not again. I have 3.
Oh no, R.I.P.
I just want to
this boxes dedicated to just comment. John.
Audience, you hear that? Jake wants to make sure that Alicia is a widow.
I just want to be clear.
Jake
I
is
just
also
wanna-
mutant phobic, so he would be more.
I just wanna make a point to say that the
What-
moon wasn't being destroyed when the Fantastic Four were gone after Secret Wars. I'm just saying. The moon was fine.
Oh well. I mean, you had Johnny on the Uncanny Avengers, which is a era to itself. He was home wrecking the entire time. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But going back to Fantastic Four number 11, this issue very much highlighted the intelligence of Ben Grimm, which is often
Mhm.
forgotten in comics. I feel like the past few runs actually have sort of forgotten that like he's a NASA pilot, an extremely
Mhm.
good one that he could fly this entire mission with just a 16-year-old, which I still don't know why the 16-year-old was there, but we're
Why
gonna move
not?
past that.
Well, he's rich.
he's not Reed Richards rich though. He's
Wow.
like moderately rich.
Oh wow.
He has some sort of money.
He has some money.
He can pay his bills. There we go.
But essentially, Ben Grimm then figures out how to get himself unstuck from the hole, which it's then revealed that Miracle Man put him in there to try and. It's kind of vague on what Miracle Man is trying to do, but it's really just robbing them.
Yeah, he's just trying to steal some stuff from.
He's just trying to rob them.
Yeah.
Reed Richards can't defend his own technology. Okay.
Well, when they lose their house, Jake, come on, cut them some slack.
He could even defend his own home. He's a terrible husband.
This isn't his home. This is Ben Grimm's and Petunia's home.
Yeah, this isn't Ben's, or this isn't Reed's house.
He can't defend a saintly old aunt's home. Is that what I'm supposed to get? I'm just saying.
He's a little busy, right? But
Yeah.
so
He's not escaping. Listen, he's not escaping the allegations. Okay, I'm gonna get him. It doesn't matter what he does.
He needs to post a notes app apology on Twitter to be okay.
Yeah.
But one thing I'd like during the fall is like Ash, you mentioned like the scientific side. Ben, he has a brain. Worked at NASA and this and that. He actually tried testing like the velocity speed of that they were going at. He grabbed some tubes and some wire and some liquids. Honestly, I can't really explain the science behind this. It's too scientific.
I'm an engineering major, so essentially
God.
what he's doing is he's testing to see how the liquid changes. So when you're essentially moving, the liquid's going to obviously try and move with you or have like some resistance. So you can kind of see how much it changes, which is why it had like granular like marks on it. So you see how much it changes, and then that you use that to calculate the velocity, because then you can count from like 60 seconds, see how much the line changes, and then so velocity is meters over seconds or feet over seconds, or it's distance over time. So that's essentially what he's checking for.
Oh.
There we go, audience.
This was science lessons with Ash.
Yeah, this is also why I really like Ryan North as a writer, because he is also a STEM kid, and it's just like the little things like that just like get me every single time.
Wow, that really felt like a Star Trek moment where everyone's like, "What do we have to do?" He's like, "Well, you see."
Well,
Ryan North is a Star Trek writer, so
I've heard.
Checks out.
And I also like the way Ben was able to get away from this whole mental entrapment, right? He is able to go to outside the house, go to the corner of it, and stick his hand into the closest wall he could get to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of tries to explain that an entire house cannot be supported by the weight of one specific corner, so of course the house is going to crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to get out of his loop. That was actually what made him remain in the mental loop that he was in, which he got free of afterwards.
Yeah, and then there was a second mental loop, which I feel like that the Fantastic Four's dog should be on the short list for the new Pet Avengers. I'm just saying,
Too soon.
The dog's a little too helpful.
They can't just accept any newbie, you know.
What if it's a cute dog though?
But like, keep in
Aw.
mind, for one of the older Pet Avengers run, they literally had Aunt May's cat, Miss Lion.
There's a limit to how much cuteness you can have in one team. All right.
He's up on the waiting list. He's up on the waiting list, but he can't be
Okay.
on the team.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
He's like the B team.
Right.
He's in the beta flight right now. He's like
There you go.
pet beta flight.
We'll see if he lasts past this run, and then we'll talk.
Mhm.
No, but essentially Ben is able to, break the second mental barrier because the dog won't eat any of the bacon that he has graciously presented to him. And then so it's just I feel like it's a really good Ben issue. Ryan North is very good at writing Ben and Alicia.
Mhm.
But I would be remiss to not mention Johnny at all during this. As the Ryan North certified Johnny Storm simp. In which this comic has directly stated, because Johnny's sort of mental prison was chilling with Emma Frost, Enchantress, and another Enchantress.
Not
which
Sylvie.
means
Better not be Sylvie. I fucking swear.
Lorelai.
There's a
Oh.
reason that they didn't name the second Enchantress. I think it was just too amorous, but that's just me.
That I can
It's
live
a-
with because we
it-
actually like
it-
Amora.
It could be Enchantress's sister, Lorelai.
Lorelai.
It could be
Yeah.
Lorelai too. Johnny
Yeah.
isn't the smartest sometimes.
Yeah. And that's the one prison he's never going to be able to escape from, you know. and Jake, what do you think Reed's prison was?
A room with me where I'm beating the hell out of him.
I'm there
No.
filming it.
No, his prison was being so close to solving the most bedeviling fractional equation in history.
No,
Can we? Okay, hang on.
His little mental thing was him trying to figure out how to cure Marvel.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how dare he not even think about the fact he couldn't cure Marvel? That's not his mental prison.
It's like
that he
you
couldn't-
cured
It probably is.
You figured out how to cure
What?
pre-cancer, but you couldn't figure out how to cure Marvel of his pre-cancer squared.
Yeah, what a shitty person that Reed
Lunala
Richards is.
Lafayette, aka Moon Girl, would have figured that out in like 10 minutes. Okay.
Well, what's stopping Moon Girl, Witch?
Yeah, what's stopping
Moon Girl?
stopping?
Hold on.
She's a child. She's a
Marvel is
child?
dead. She probably doesn't
Wait,
even
wait.
know who Marvel is.
Wait, how many people in Marvel are smarter than Reed? How come they're
lot
not
of
curing
people are
cancer?
Literally
Are there
Reed's
people-
own daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reed's own dog. But to be fair,
I-
she's a child. I
Eh?
expect less. I expect less. How
Okay,
much?
but Valeria has gone on like near murder sprees, so like
But like,
let's
but
be
like,
honest here.
But like child murder spree, so it's innocent. You know, it's like, just say.
It's like a child murder spree. No, but the issue does end with Ben deciding to take the dog in. Its name
Yeah.
is Princess Masters Grim.
Yeah.
Which adorable.
Hey, Cryptid, you know what
And-
this reminds me of?
Nah, Princess and
Princess
Deadpool.
from Melissa
I
White.
cannot wait.
Oh man.
You need to go read right now. It's so good. It just ended, so you can catch up pretty quickly. It ended at 10 issues, and I want to cry.
There you go. Oh, and by the way, the end of this issue actually gives the title of this issue. It's slobbering time.
Oh, God.
I
Uh,
I also I need to plug issue 12 because I need this issue to sell so well because we're getting the Dino Avengers. Ryan North is a big
yay.
dinosaur person, so anything involving him and dinosaurs is automatically going to be good. Everyone needs to go check it out. Mostly because I'm still confused about Dinosaur Johnny Storm and why he wasn't a pterodactyl. Like I'm sorry. This kid loves flying. It's like his biggest dream. And you don't make him a pterodactyl? Like,
That's kind of ironic.
I have
isn't
some
it?
questions for Ryan North.
Didn't you also mention in several TikTok videos that Wyatt Wingfoot is coming back?
Yep, but not in
No,
Fantastic Four. Yeah, on a separate note, everyone should also buy Sensational She-Hulk #2. It comes out in November, right before my birthday. Wyatt Wingfoot's coming back for his own bonus story. And I did ask Ryan North if he has any plans for Wyatt Wingfoot in the future, because he wants to set up bringing the kids back first, but he didn't say no. So I'm just saying, if Rainbow Rowell, if you're not using
Rainbow
Wyatt
Roel.
Wingfoot, Rainbow,
Rainbow. Yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah.
Roel.
We all know who I'm talking about. But if she's not using Wyatt Wingfoot, Marvel, just pass him over to, Ryan North.
No, pass him over to you so that you can have your fix-ins real quick.
Let me write a story for Wyatt Wingfoot, specifically
I'll
issue where Johnny Storm comes out and professes his love for Wyatt.
Can I do the art?
Absolutely.
Now, Ash, while we have you in here, I gotta ask your opinion. What's your opinion on Johnny Storm's mustache?
I'm of the small minority that thinks it's hot.
Because I know at least one person here who thinks the opposite, right, Witch?
It's hot.
I'm not the biggest fan of mustaches. I'm sorry.
It's hot. Though I will say there is also additional news that I get from asking Ryan North way too many questions. But Ryan North did say that we will find out Johnny's opinions on his mustache in issue 14 of Fantastic Four. And I really hope that's not going to be the issue where they get rid of it. Because I need Wyatt Wingfoot to see it and then immediately be like, Johnny, you can't be doing this, because I don't think Wyatt would be in approval of the mustache. And that's when Johnny shaves it off. And that's our confirmation if Johnny Storm
comes
out. This is the story arc of his mustache. So big.
His mustache's only purpose to confirm
his queerness. Yes, I agree. It is like, come on, you have a thing with Akihiro, you're definitely gonna be
him as bisexual.
I'm just saying.
And,
I do just want the audience to know, while I give Reed a lot of shit, every time I hear the book, it sounds fun. Like, I go read it.
It's literally just, I compare it to the classic Fantastic Four, the Jack Kirby, Stan Lee era, because it really is just like an adventure per week. And I feel like that's always when the Fantastic Four were at their best, where it's an adventure and you're really focusing on, like, inner character relationships, or finding out more about these heroes. And I need more copies to be sold, and I need people to tell Ryan North that I'm convincing them to read this book so I can go on a date with Johnny Storm. It's either me or Wyatt Wingfoot. It's one or the other.
No, hear me out, Ash. Hear me out. How about both?
Oh, See, with that, because again, I do ask Ryan North too many questions. So he did an Q&A recently, and one of the questions someone asked was like, what plans do you have for Johnny Storm in the future? And Ryan North mentioned that he scrapped 2 Johnny Storm romances. Okay, 2. Mm-hmm. And that he wants romance to be on the table eventually for Johnny Storm. So I, of course, screenshotted it.
It.
Oh, no. Sent it back to him. It was like,
hold on, I'll be right
back. But, yeah, sorry. I live in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes my connection is a little foggy. But, I screenshotted that, and I asked him, like, I like casually mentioned, I was like, hey, could I date Johnny Storm? Could I throw my hat into the ring? And he didn't say anything, which makes me think that it might happen. No, I have confirmation. He saw the tweet. He liked it. And then he said nothing. And I'm like,
his next romance will be another when they're a superpowered
Ryan.
hero named Ash. How
Yeah,
about that?
I
A flame-based superhero.
that
Ashes and flames.
that is the thing with Fantastic Four number 11, because it did confirm that Johnny Storm likes blondes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I just so happened to dye my hair blonde.
Yeah, I can actually confirm that because we're mutuals on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I
Gotcha. But
I dyed it
fully
blonde
confirmed
because
that. We
Cool.
saw it in a live stream first, and then we saw it in the videos afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. But alrighty then, guys. I mean, I think we've spoken up about the Fantastic Four. Glad we got a lot of stuff to talk about with that. All right, we definitely gotta have you here for the dinosaur issue, Ash, next time. So.
Yes, I will have a lot of opinions on those dinosaurs.
I'll definitely
Gotcha.
invite you back in when that
Gotcha.
issue comes out.
Gotcha. All right, then let's move on to the next comic, which is Gotham War Part 2, audience.
Oh, aka the story where Bruce screams that my parents were rich.
It's like, bitch, we get it, you're rich.
After Catwoman said, "Yeah, we'll only rob the rich." Oh, yeah,
my parents were rich.
You just try robbing the pearls in my house, all right? Yeah, try it.
Try robbing Alfred. See how well that goes with you.
Yeah.
I wish a bitch would try.
Oh, you saw? Wait! You saw Harley Quinn?
I saw just that clip. I didn't watch anything else.
That line is so great. Okay, go on.
Okay, but anyway, of course, this issue starts off with like a hotel that lost power to their AC, and you have like these two HVAC workers who come in like at 3 a.m. in the morning, saying, "Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We just need to shut off the power to the circuit breaker, this and that." And the manager's like, "Do whatever you want, just as long as there's power back on." Yeah, it turns out these were criminals who, were trained by Catwoman, who are disguised themselves as an HVAC crew, and figured, okay, let's cut off the power to this one hotel, so they'll need to call us, so they'll give us full access to this place. Oh wow, Selena, you're really saving Gotham, aren't you? But anyway, that's when Batman pops up, beats the crap out of both of them before they start robbing people. This is coming into the annoyance of Catwoman, who apparently Batman is literally the only one stopping the criminals from stealing. Apparently, the rest of the Bat family are like, yeah, there's no crime going on anymore in Gotham. Yeah, bogus. Batman's the one stopping all the thievery going on in Gotham right now. You guys are just sitting on your asses watching it happen. Like, come on.
To be fair, I do think that sometimes they're just stuck in purgatory, like editorial purgatory, where they just don't get featured in books.
I guess, yeah, but like, it's just weird. Like the dynamic here is that Selena brought up this proposal. Yeah, we'll only steal from rich people, and I just want all you Bat families to just look away. And apparently, everybody is looking away except Batman. Even Tim tries to come in and talk with Batman, and Batman is just saying, "Hey, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, my job." Like,
to be fair, Tim Drake is also the second richest person in the Bat family.
I don't know why the whole Bat family is with them. Why the whole Bat family agree with Catwoman?
You want to know who I want to see in a Bat fam thing? I need to see Azazel. I need Jean-Paul Valley back.
No,
maybe one day.
I need him back.
Okay, maybe one day. Okay, but now I just gotta bring this up. Ash, you mentioned that Tim is rich. I know a lot of people keep saying like Batman's so rich, why doesn't he use his money to fix up Gotham? I'm like, okay, one, he does donate to charities all the time, and two, I'm discovering more and more that Catwoman is filthy rich, Nightwing is filthy rich, now Tim Drake is filthy rich.
Oh, Tim Drake has been filthy rich. His parents were loaded.
Okay, so why don't they use Why don't they use their money to fix up Gotham?
Yeah,
Then, like,
I
come
just want
on.
to point this out. I just want to point this out. Donating to charities is good, but it is not it does not fix systemic
It's
issues.
some.
But
It's
it's
something.
yeah. Um, and to be fair, I forgot to I didn't remember this till last week. There were times where Batman would do stuff like he would donate bat level technology to the Gotham PD, and they're like, we don't want to use this shit. So stuff like that. But yeah,
He's
no.
using his money for good. He's trying to use his money to help the community. You know
I just feel
what
like
the
he doesn't.
result will be.
I just feel like
What
the
the,
guy who can who can plan so hard, he can rule the multiverse if he wanted to, should be able to fix a city. That's really where my life with Batman comes from. It's more,
okay.
it's more egregious when Batman is so great, but he can't fix his city. That's kind of where I get annoyed with him from. So,
But he can't. He can save the world. He can save it where it counts with the mass. You know.
he can rule the multiverse. He has twice. I don't
Mhm.
know. He can't fix Gotham.
It's because all their villains have to be A-listers, and you can't do anything with an A-lister.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
editorial. But no, you're
Yeah.
right. Tim Drake, I totally forgot. Tim Drake is rich. That was a big thing when he
Yeah,
was first around. His dad.
I have a question.
Oh yeah,
Who is
yeah.
not rich? Who's the poorest member of the Bat family?
Jason
Todd.
Todd and
Nah,
Batgirl.
nah. I would imagine
What's
Oh wait,
Jason Todd.
Stephanie Brown too.
Stephanie Brown, yeah.
No, I was like about to say Jason Todd. I can imagine him having stolen money from all the mafias or bad guys he's killed over the years. You know.
Maybe, but I don't. I couldn't tell you
Yeah,
that he's rich for sure.
Yeah, because
So
also Jason's the kind of guy who would then immediately give it to the street orphans of Gotham.
right,
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds
I
about
don't
right.
think he would keep them.
right.
He wouldn't keep
But
any money.
how else is he going to afford all his guns and weaponries? And,
He just steals it from Bruce. That's what he
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
That's
wow.
that's why he's in the middle of this Gotham War
He
because
goes to Thanksgiving dinners and he just starts pocketing shit, putting it in his pocket, just leaves with
For
it.
real,
Yeah.
he'll get a plate, but then he's gonna steal a whole bunch of ammunition for his guns.
You know, part of me likes it. Reading Jason Todd in this book, part of me likes to think, okay, yeah, he does see a reasoning behind Catwoman's side, which is why he joined her. But another part of me is thinking, you're just doing this so you could continue to shit on Batman, aren't you?
He should be.
Always.
He should be over that though. Him and Batman are last time they talked wasn't that I know of. I could be mistaken. And then Joker War, and they did have a big fight, but it wasn't. I don't think Jason would do this just to shit on Batman though. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have a feeling some part of him is. But anyway, going back to the issue, you have Jason Todd, getting informed as Batman stopping the crime, right? And he's monologuing, saying, with every thief he stops, he's just driving them back to their old ways. He's driving them to be henchmen of violence. We have to stop him because Batman, in his own way, is continuing spreading violence across these streets. Okay, that is a stretch, dude. Anyway, so he decides, while this is going down, all the villains in Gotham who are doing what we talked about last week, actually, noticing the fact that the henchmen are now gone, they're starting to realize this, and now you have Professor Pig, the ventriloquist, Firefly, Black Mask, Scarecrow, Two-Face, and Victor Zsasz all gathering together to, finally make their move. Because, of course they're going to react to all this. And who do you think their target is going to be? Of course, Catwoman,
Right.
So.
Oh, by the way, just so people are caught up, Catwoman's plan, for my memory, is essentially that she wants to rob the rich, but that money proceeds go back to her, which goes back to the poor, and they just keep enough. And the rule is they can't do violent crime. They can't kill or something like that. So basically, she's stopping violent crime. That's what a
Right.
real goal. If
We're just keeping the petty crime. It's fine.
right, what she
but-
really means to say is she's not stopping crime. She's stopping violent crime specifically. That's what she's
Mhm.
saying. So
But you also have to imbue an intense amount of trust in criminals
yes,
to follow the rules when you're out stealing stuff.
I think her hope was that Batman would help her, so like he could
Yeah.
enforce that. But
Literally in the first issue of this, right? You remember those two robbers Batman encountered first,
yeah,
who were stealing a diamond from a museum?
Well-
That wasn't a rich person they were stealing. They were stealing from a museum, and they even said, "Oh my God, we're kind of overstretching ourselves. What if Catwoman finds out this and
Right.
that?" So
In
you're
their
already going against what Catwoman says, you know?
In
Right.
their defense, a lot of museums have a lot of stolen items, and I'm just
Mhm.
saying, if I was a part of this, I would just hit up the British Museum just casually,
Yeah, exactly.
give back all their stuff.
All right. But anyway, going back to the issue, right? This is when they start realizing Batman's eventually going to find out the trading facility where Catwoman's trading all the criminals at, right? So Jason Todd takes it upon himself to prepare for the incoming of Batman. So he sets up a bunch of traps, this and that, waiting for Batman to show up. And knowing Batman, he's just going to come flying and breaking through the window, right? Which is why Jason Todd has a bunch of machine guns and lasers set up to incinerate Batman as he comes through the window.
what?
Yes.
Why?
He has to stop Batman.
But he doesn't want to kill him.
Apparently he did, because, when it appeared that Batman was coming in through the window, it was actually a drone. And that drone gets vaporized by all of the
By the
stuff
way,
Jason Todd set up.
But here's the thing: did Jason know about the drone?
He didn't know.
Because maybe
No.
he's like thinking like 3 steps
No,
ahead.
look, this is his exact dialogues as he's noticing, what looks like Batman coming in through the window. Come on, old man, let's see what you've. And then he breaks through the window. The drone breaks through the window. It gets vaporized, and when Jason goes to check the remains, he's like saying, "Crap, drone."
I wanna give the comic 10 points if while Jason is getting all this prepped, he's hyping himself up. Batman just walks in behind him through the door. Through
He kind of does.
The best way to
He
do it.
kind of does that. Batman blows up the door, and he's like, "I'm shutting this place down." And he ends up having to fight all the goons, and he does remark that they are getting better, but they're not the best. So he still beats the crap out of all of them. And, he tussles with Jason Todd, who's coming at him with a knife and a crowbar. Geez, I wonder why you had to pick a crowbar of all weapons, Jason, given your history. But
I don't even understand. Again, if you knew anything from Joker War, I don't know why he's still using shit like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway,
It's for the aesthetic.
he's saying, "We're doing this to save lives, Batman." And Batman's like, "Yeah, you think training them to be better criminals is going to happen? Is for the best? I mean, hey, I should know. I trained you, and look what you are."
Jesus.
Damn.
No.
And right when Batman was about to knock Jason Todd out, Tim Drake comes in, strangles Batman, and that's when the whole Bat family pops up.
But
And
why?
they came here to stop Batman.
Okay, but seriously, Jason's the most out of line here. I don't know why you all agreed to this idea.
I know. So you have Jason, you have Tim, you have Nightwing, you have Stephanie Brown, you have the Signal, and you have Cassandra Cain, all teaming up to take down Batman. Because in their eyes, Batman is the one who's causing problems to the city.
Bro, he's
Selena's
stopping
way is
one-
working.
He's stopping one crime. Chill out.
Mm.
I was it's not that serious.
Yeah. So Batman's able to hold him off, and he does have some assistance with his hand because in case people need a reminder, Batman lost his hand in the last Knights of Terror or whatever DC event.
Night
So then,
Terrors, he'll be
Night
fine.
Night
Night
Terrors.
He'll be
Terrors, yeah.
fine. It's
So
Batman. Like, do you
he-
really think this is gonna last? You're gonna have some convoluted reason why he has his hand back.
pretty much, but for the time being, he's making use out of it. It produces smoke, which is the only new invention I see from it. And this is for his advantage because, unlike he has better experience fighting in the darkness than any member of the Bat family. But unfortunately,
Okay.
this all takes its toll on Batman because this is too much for him, and Batman's not really getting any sleep anymore. He's just been in a nonstop spree trying to stop these criminals. And eventually, Jason Todd actually kicks him out of the building and falls on top of a car. Right?
I just don't get why they're all against him. I mean, for God's sakes, Dick got his parents shot.
I
by
know.
criminals.
I
Like,
know.
mean,
Yeah.
This is just very out of character, man.
Also, Cassandra Cain not being like well adapted to fight in the dark, like
Well,
Cassandra
it's just that
Cain.
she's able
Yeah.
to fight in the dark, but this is Batman's forte to fight in the dark.
But shouldn't it all be their forte? That's like one of the earliest
except
things they
for
should know how to
Duke.
do.
Except for Duke.
Except for Duke.
Duke,
But
yeah.
everybody else should. Everybody else, but like
But
maybe
but
Batgirl.
who trained them, Jake?
I suppose, but being in the dark should not be his advantage alone. I'm just saying.
The slightest of advantages, you know.
No.
Okay. And you kind of need whatever sort of advantage you could get when this is a clear mismatch going on, you know.
Is Damian here?
Oh, this is what I was about to bring up because, you know, Batman, he crashed into a car and Jason Todd jumps out ready, you know, with his crowbar, ready to slam against Batman. And that's when Damian pops up and does a Ryuken punch to Jason Todd, breaking his masks. And, like, you know, Damian's the only one who's on Batman's side. Go figure.
Well, Damian should be on Batman's side. He just shouldn't be the only one on Batman's side.
Yeah, I know, man. It's just so weird.
It should be a little bit more like evenly spaced, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many Bat-Kids.
Realistically, I'm trying to remember Duke. Okay, so it should be Batman, Batgirl, Dick, Damian, and Signal. Should all be on the same team. I don't know. Jason obviously is on the other team. I don't know about the others. I'm just saying those four.
Cassandra would be like 50-50. It really depends on the writer on which side she would pick.
Right.
Stephanie would be with Jason. 100%. They've been pretty close.
Yeah, I recall Spoiler went on a one-person war against Batman not too long ago during the whole DC Rebirth era. So,
and I can accept Tim on the Red Hood side. Honestly, I could accept it. I don't see any reason why he would disagree, really. But it should literally be 50-50. Like, I don't understand.
But anyway, so... So anyway, after Damian breaks pretty much Jason Todd's jaw, that's what gives them enough time to, you know, escape in the Batmobile, right? And, you know, the Bat family is left in the rubble of the training facility, you know, as to what happened. And, you know, that's when Signal opens up the door asking, wait a minute, who's this? And you see a man behind a locked door who's tied up and blindfolded. Keep in mind, this is a training facility where they're trying to train all the criminals to be better criminals. And apparently they have a hostage.
Yes.
So,
by the way, while all these rich people have the criminals all in one space, maybe you could, like, offer them a job or something.
Are you trying to like be a PR agent for the Bat family? I'm
just saying, like, hey, stealing's rough, and like if you get arrested, like that's your ass. I mean, how about we just like get you a job? I know a guy. His name is Tim Drake. I know a guy named Dick Grayson. He could.
I know a couple people.
I know a guy named Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember in one of the Batman animated series, that's what Batman did to some of the villains. Like, you know, after they attempted to reform themselves after Arkham, Bruce Wayne offered them jobs at at Wayne Enterprises, but of course, what happens? They go back to being villains, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, because we have a TV show to tell.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if this is a
Because
movie,
they're A-listers.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
random goons.
yeah,
Mhm.
if this was in a movie, then we could talk.
Yeah.
Or a game. I'm just saying.
But anyway, so the police come, they arrest all, the criminals at that facility. Um, as one driver is, driving back with, the prison car. Turns out his co-writer is actually Clayface. Well, the female Clayface. I don't know what her name is, but she knocks out the security guard, and it turns out it was Catwoman who came up with the plan to break all her teachers out, their staff. So everybody that was getting locked up from that little uh, training camp gets freed by Catwoman.
Okay.
Wow. So, you come back to Bruce Wayne and Damian, like, they're kind of like licking their wounds, this and that. Damian's like wondering more about what's going on with Batman's hand. But unfortunately, this Batman just received some pretty sad news. Apparently, business-wise, since he's been out for a couple of weeks, Wayne Enterprise, or at least whatever money he has, or whatever equity he has left, it's been in a bad financial situation, all the way up to the point where the bankers repossessed Wayne Manor, and unfortunately, somebody bought Wayne Manor just now.
I'm not even gonna guess who did, but it's probably a villain.
Is it one of the penguins?
Nah, I wish that would be something. But Batman's like, as soon as he heard this, he had to immediately rush over to Wayne Manor, because it's not just the fact that somebody's buying his house; it's the fact that, like, all the equipment, the Batcave, the vehicles, the tech, the secrets, they're in there. They can't be They can't be compromised by whoever's going to buy this place.
It also seems funny that, because Wayne Enterprises being in financial trouble will probably be all over the news. It seems funny that Dick Grayson wasn't on top of this and saying, "Hey, let me buy Wayne Manor."
Imagine it was
protect my
Catwoman
family.
who bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's salt for the wounds. But anyway, so Batman gets back. He gets monologued by, I don't know what his name is. He's a Batman
Lucas Fox.
No, not Lucas Fox. It's like an alternate dimension version of Batman.
Oh,
Azar.
Azor.
So a different color Batman. Basically,
Azrael.
Batman.
No, it's not Azrael. It's Azor something. The Batman of Azor or something.
Something like that. Basically, he's AI Batman. So
he's no, I know it. It's Zorin and
Zorin. DC, come up with less complicated names, damn it. So anyway, he's haunted by the visions and the words of that Batman, but he just can't stand down. He has to continue on the mission, and that's when we find out that the person who actually ends up buying Wayne Manor is Vandal Savage as the issue ends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Could have been Oswald Cobblepot, but that would have been funny. But sure.
Yep.
Yeah, we're 2 issues in. I'm already like, this story did not need to be told.
We got like 20 Batman books out right now, and it's like, I'm tired.
No. I feel like I don't even know why the Bat family is split so like one-sided. That was already just kind of like what?
It's like we can get this, but we can't get another Cassandra Cain solo.
Give me an Azrael solo, please. I need more of my
I just find it weird the daughter of the police commissioner is okay with crime, like just being rampant in the streets. So sure.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well, if you wanna watch entertaining Batman stuff, go watch Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Damn you, Harley Quinn advertisement, man. All right. But anyway, that's it for Gotham War Part 2. Now let's move on to the last book of the night. Peacemaker Tries Hard number 5.
Kill me.
Do you really want to? Do you really want to taste it?
it.
Oh my God, he sings with him? Oh my God.
I really
I've
enjoyed the
got
Peacemaker
two
show. I'm
degrees.
sorry.
Ash, if you love that show, you got to read Peacemaker Tripart because it's
I did
literally
pick up
that.
the first issue. I did pick up the first issue, and I thought it was a one shot, and that's the only reason I haven't bought the rest of them.
It just gets funnier as it goes along. This is just basically a continuation of that that series.
Ash, you know how the brain has a sentient gorilla boyfriend? Well, guess who shows up in this book?
The sentient gorilla boyfriend?
Well, both of them do, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
It was like Monsieur or something, and I can't remember the full name at the moment. It's black in my brain.
Yeah. The brain's whole plan was that he needed Peacemaker to go retrieve DNA sample of Deathstroke, right?
I don't know why Deathstroke, but
because the brain wants to put his mind inside a body, and who's more perfect than Deathstroke's body?
I can think of like 20 different people off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, screw you, brain, because Peacemaker does get a DNA sample in the form of Deathstroke's pubic hair.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Okay, but anyway, so right now, Peacemaker, he's like with his own... It's just basically Peacemaker, Red Bee, and an old-time soldier who it's all left to them to go take care of the brain now, right? And here's the thing about Red Bee, right? He's just an ordinary dude, fought in World War II and that stuff. He doesn't have any powers, but what he does have is a bee sidekick, an actual bee that he names Michael, and it's a trained bee. It's not a supernatural bee. He doesn't have a swarm of bees. He just has one
a bee.
Yep.
A bee.
Yep.
You've sold me on this comic.
And this is where, during the travel, Peacemaker has like this one, he wants to talk more about like, what's up with the gimmick? Like, why don't you just get more bees? And Michael's like, I only need one friend. That's it. I don't need 1,000 friends. And more to it than that, yes, I know the bee will die if it ever has to sting. But hey, that's just life. We only have one shot in life, You got to make it count where it counts. And I'm just thankful my friend never had to put his life on the line to save me over the years, Oh, man. Like, such a nice philosophical discussion of that bee. But after hearing that, at some point in this series, that bee has to make the sacrifice.
That bee's gonna die, and it's gonna be heartbreaking.
Oh, it's gonna be sad, but you gotta make that one sting count,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Peacemaker, they break into like the Brain's headquarters. They go through a bunch of failed clone experiments to try finding Brain, and they do end up passing by a lot of the clone test subjects of Deathstroke, starting out as babies.
Babies? Not the babies.
With only one eye. And they're like, oh shit. Unfortunately, the babies end up waking up and they've been trained to be assassins even as toddlers. So they all jump up and storm up against Peacemaker and Red Bee. And that's what leads to Peacemaker having to beat up a bunch of babies.
Oh.
You know how hard that has to be to punch a baby, to throw a baby in a microwave, this and that. Like,
oh, wait, the baby microwave is real?
I'm just using that as an example. Like, it wasn't cool to see that, but still, like, so yeah, he ends up beating them, and it's implied he killed the babies. Oh God. They may be Deathstroke babies, but they were still babies. Would you guys find it in yourselves to kill an army of baby Hitlers?
Yes.
They all.
I'd find a way.
Yeah.
They're all just babies,
Listen. After you kill
Deadpool
one,
almost killed baby Hitler in Deadpool 2. I'm just
Listen, as long as you can get past killing the first one, the rest should be easy. All right.
But anyway, so after he deals with that, unfortunately, he's met with the most successful of the clones, that Team Deathstroke. And I swear they better be bringing this character back as a nemesis for Teen Titans, you know?
There you go.
So, unfortunately, because this one's a more mature version, he actually has skills. Skills that are about to kill, that are about to defeat, that are about to kill Peacemaker, right? But then Peacemaker ends up getting through to Deathstroke, Team Deathstroke, all right? Let's see. Let me see if I can find this line. Okay, Peacemaker ends up getting through to Team Deathstroke because they both have something in common. They both have crappy ass dads, you know?
so,
Dude,
Always the daddy issues.
I
it's
know.
you rarely see mommy issues, which is funny.
Mm-hmm. But there's nothing to keep any old loser from becoming a dad. Dude puts a baby in someone's belly and they think they're the king of the world.
You're
But
telling
a
me,
good,
man. That's why that's why I stay away from people.
mm-hmm. But a good dad would tell you that you don't suck and that you're good enough despite what other assholes tell you. Because you don't suck and you are good enough. A good
Yeah,
dad.
I know I don't suck, man. I'm thriving in my
Yeah.
asexuality.
Yeah. A good dad wouldn't let you fight your battles alone. A good dad wouldn't tell you what you're going to be when you grow up. They'd ask you what you want to do and support it. Now, what do you want to do, Team Deathstroke? I want to dance and play video games.
Valid, me too.
That's pretty fun.
Then dance and play video games. I will. Thank you, Peacemaker.
I guess what I learned from this whole speech is that a good father tries hard for his son.
Exactly, and that Deathstroke might have had a secret dream to become a dancer in the end.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but anyway, eventually Peacemaker and Red Bee, they do find the dog that they were looking for. You know, Peacemaker's dog that he adopted, that he named Bruce Wayne. So cute and adorable. But unfortunately, it was being guarded by Brain, who actually did successfully put his mind in Deathstroke's body. And now he goes by Warmaker. Oh, shoot.
I
This
want
brings
to
back a lot.
myself because of you, Cryptid.
this brings back a lot of PTSD from Red Bee because, like, you know, he fought the Brain back in World War II, and like he has some issues with the Brain, so this is personal for him because he lost a lot of his fellow soldiers because of him.
You know what?
So
You know what I'm taking personally?
what?
What everything you just said.
Ah. Go watch some gorilla and brain sex, why don't you, wench?
I'm good. You know, there's something called there's a game I play called New Carnival that has all my fixins in there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to send you a picture that I took yesterday. It was really funny.
Later. But anyway, so the fight commences. I mean, Warmaker alone is tough enough for them to deal with. But on top of that, the gorilla comes in. So now you have a one-on-one fight. The gorilla versus Peacemaker, while Warmaker goes up against Red Bee. And it's at this point where Warmaker is about to kill Red Bee. He has him strangled. He has him pinned. And that's when Michael makes the ultimate sacrifice. Michael, no!
Not the bee!
And he uses his one sting to sting Deathstroke's one good eye. Damn! You made it count, Michael. You made it
bee is hardcore. That bee is hardcore.
Oh my god. Red Bee is just mourning over the loss. Michael, no, come on. You can make it, buddy. You can make no. You son of a bitch! And he just grabs. Yeah, there's nothing like a bond between an old man and his bee. So he grabs a sword and chops off the brain's head.
Slay.
Yay.
Slay.
And and the dog grabs that brain and uses it as a chew toy. For about 2 seconds before the gorilla comes in, grabs the brain and dumps it into like this tub of goo, right? Which ends up becoming the brain's new body,
A thing
and
of
it's just
goo?
a green goo with a claw and some goggles. So yeah,
That
it's
I don't
called.
even want to imagine what that looks like, but all I'm imagining is what Rick Jones looked like for a while.
Oh, when Rick Jones was
Yeah.
Goop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gamma Flight.
Well, this one's named Chemo, by the way. But
That
anyway,
sounds
that's
better than Goop. So,
gotcha. Anyway, that's where the issue ends, guys. Good issue. Follow it if you're a Peacemaker John Cena fan.
Mhm. Well, I guess we have time for one more bonus topic. Is that right, Cryptid?
Okay. Yeah, I told you we had time.
Well, yeah, you waited till the very end to say it though, so it's not even, it doesn't count. But
Okay.
looks like how about you guys come with me and go on an adventure with Superman? You know,
God
let me tell you,
damn it. I fucking knew it. I have to wait till next week to talk about Black Butler, and you get to talk about Superman today.
look, let me tell you about my adventures with Superman. Okay, and
Okay.
so season 1 just kind of ended, and so you know what? I'd say the first half of this show, very strong stuff. The back half is good, but it could be better. That's what I'll basically say. For those of you who don't know, this is the reboot of Superman. We haven't had an animated Superman story, like a story dedicated just to Superman, since the animated series way back when. So, and for the most part, this is good. So there's some changes here. For starters, Superman did not start his career in Smallville. Actually, um, what happens is, small spoilers, the change is that he was Clark Kent, got his powers, he was like, oh, that's crazy. His parents took him to the ship, and then when he saw the hologram, understandably so, his father spoke only in Kryptonian gibberish, and it freaked him out. so so it was basically like he couldn't understand his dad. It freaked him out. The ship was making noises. He was like, nah, fuck that, I'm not gonna be a superhero. so 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 he
As
just
one
didn't.
does.
And then he he just becomes a superhero later in Metropolis, where he meets Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and they're in trouble, so he has to save them. And he's like, you know what? Maybe I can be a superhero. So there's two major points of the series, and I'm sure people already know the one that's most popular. Superman and Lois's relationship is at the forefront of the series. And at first, it's really cute, and then it just kind of takes over the series a bit too much, and to the point where it kind of takes away some of the magic of it. It's like they're so in love with each other. It's like, okay, chill out, basically. you know. Then there's the Superman aspect, which is Clark kind of struggling with feeling like he's a normal person, like because he wants to be a normal person, but he knows he's an alien. So there's that fear that he's losing his humanity the more he's being Superman, basically. You know, there's a great episode where like he starts gaining his super hearing, and so he can hear all the problems of the city for the first time, and he doesn't know how to shut it. Like, it's not that he doesn't know how to shut it off. It's like he can't ignore people calling. He is getting stressed out and working nonstop all day to save people and help people, but he's taking no time for himself, so it's just kind of burning him out, basically. So it feels like, some real Superman stuff. And then there's also always the city's constant question, like, okay, but why are you being Superman though? Like, why are you saving us? Like, what's your angle? And only Clark can just be like, I mean, I just want to help you. So having to battle against people constantly questioning his integrity, proving himself to the world. That's kind of what season 1 is about. And then you also find out that in this timeline, that the Kryptonians have actually been to Earth before, basically, which may lead to General Zod next season, and maybe Brainiac.
I do believe that Zod is what they're kind of building up
Yeah.
towards.
That's what it
Like-
seems like. I don't know that guy for sure. I don't know if it's him for sure, but it would be. It feels like an obvious setup. I think you're right. So like I said, it's not better than Superman the Animated Series. I went back to rewatch that show before I reviewed this. It's not better than that show, but it's good. I would say for season 2, I know it was kind of Jimmy's plot line, but I would like Jimmy to be less of a third wheel in the friendship.
Ooh.
Make it a throuple. There we go.
In the show, Jimmy has like this subplot where he's just like the third wheel in the relationship, and that winds up leading to him doing some like great things. And in fact, by the end of the series, Jimmy's actually the most better off character out of everybody on the show.
Yeah, isn't he like loaded now because he's
because the Superman news market became huge after one of the episodes. But Jimmy, since the start, was already reporting on Superman on his podcast. So at some point, the value of his podcast went up. So he sold it to the Daily Planet for like a bunch of money. so it was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, the actor who plays Clark Kent in Superman, like the voice actor, he really loves the character. You could tell in his voice. He really nails the Superman character and the Clark Kent character. There's a great scene where Superman's fighting Parasite, like the final fight they have in the season, and the way it ends is like peak Superman for me. Like I was like, oh my god, that's Superman right there. So. I would really be interested to see what Philly thinks of the series, but but all in all, like I said, great show. A little too much of the Superman and Lois stuff. I think around like episode 6, I was just kind of like, okay, you guys can tone it down a bit. So it was cute at first, but you're just kind of like, yeah. I will say Lois is Lois is not a Lois you're used to. This is a Lois that just never made it to the Pulitzer Prize winning person, but she might get there someday. She's more unsure of herself, so she's not going to be the Lois from the animated series, which I think is perfect. But there's nothing wrong with this Lois. It's just that I just kind of miss the old Lois. Basically, there's nothing wrong with this one though. Yes, so.
Yeah. I think it's just that this Lois might grow into the Lois from the animated series. The show is definitely taking like the long game.
Yeah,
with a lot of
but
this.
but I was rewatching the animated series, and I do kind of miss the growing relationship between Clark and Lois. How like they were just kind of work friends, and then they just kind of develop into a relationship, and it made Lois's voice lines like pretty snappy too, like her getting to know Clark and from Smallville, his life and stuff like that. It was way more interesting seeing that than what the show was. And like I said, I love what the show does with them, but I think I prefer the original cartoon more. But like I said, I recommend the show. I recommend giving season 1 a chance. The dialogue may or may not be for you. I think a friend of mine described it as like Tumblr dialogue.
Yeah, Tumblr.
And I was like, that's pretty accurate, but it may or may not be for you. I know at times it's for me, for times it's not, but I give it a try. It's pretty good, so yeah.
I second that recommendation as someone who watched like most of it but hasn't.
What did you think?
I would watch it, but unfortunately, I don't know why I can't log into my Max account right now, so I can't watch it.
That's fair. But Ash, what did you think of the show from where you were?
So from what I've seen so far, I really enjoy. I wouldn't say like grounded superhero stories, but like more superhero stories where it focuses on like character relationships, how it affects these people, and Superman and Lois. It gives me exactly that. I didn't watch Superman the animated series much, but I am a big Supergirl fan. So just the fact that we got this much Jimmy Olsen is enough of a pro for me.
Yeah.
I've been kind of taking it as like this is just gonna be an origin story. It's gonna be it's just gonna be fun. As long as it's just fun, then I will enjoy myself. And I've been enjoying it from the point where I then stopped watching because I forgot that
That's
television existed. I forgot that anything outside of the Fantastic Four existed also, which is a little bit worse.
Well, I'm
We'll
sorry.
talk about that on a live stream later.
I'm sorry that Jimmy Olsen isn't man candy Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl.
Yeah.
No. I don't
okay,
like man
okay.
candy Jimmy Olsen. I like classic nerdy boy Jimmy Olsen, and that's what this series
okay.
gives us, and I
Okay.
love it.
That is who the character is, Jake.
No. I just thought that she liked Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, no, but by Supergirl, I'm not talking about the CW show. I'm talking about like
the character.
like,
yeah. Okay.
comics. Yeah, comics and like the
Well,
JLA cartoon. I watched that. I didn't watch the Superman one.
You'll
for
be
some
happy to know
reason.
she's in the show as time goes on. So she's in that show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that was our bonus topic.
Nice.
So now
Yay.
we're out of time.
Now I'm gonna plug in socials.
Yeah. Oh yeah, which plug them in.
Okay, hi. I'm here to plug in socials. So obviously subscribe to the YouTube, or else I will send the dog from Peacemaker out. I don't know what will happen, but we'll figure it out.
He'll use your brain as a chew toy.
Exactly. Anyways, follow the Twitter at ComicFanatic69. Sometimes I post updates, sometimes I post memes. Honestly, it depends on the day, really. Follow the Instagram at ComicFanatic 2.0. We do post stuff on there occasionally, so feel free to follow that. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. You figure out the spelling on that because I'm not telling you. Google it yourself. Anyways, if you want to find Cryptid, Jake, and Austin, who is currently in the Shadow Realm, good luck, because I'm not telling you nothing. This is a well-kept secret, okay?
Yeah.
I'm putting you in the void.
But if you want to find Ash, you can find Ash again at ...
At H3YD4V3, otherwise known as Hey Dave. I was a Homestuck kid, okay, and
I was a creepypasta kid.
now I'm just. The sad thing about my social media existence is I put all my eggs into the basket of this name. Then when I got got popular on TikTok, I'm stuck with it now. That's what people know me as. But
it's okay. I'm a creepypasta kid. It's all good.
Hey, I've had the same username for since I was probably like 16, honestly. So
I've had the Witch of Jotunheim username since at least like late 2016, but I've been on the internet for a lot longer. So
I think everybody here but Austin has had the same name since we were first born on the internet.
Yeah, mine has been since I was 12. So
I'm telling you guys my original usernames, but I had that for like a couple years in middle school, and then when I moved into high school, I changed it to what it is now.
I've had this name since second grade. Okay.
I wasn't on the internet in
your
second
fault.
grade.
No.
But yeah, so if you want to follow me on TikTok, I do a lot of comic reviews. I talk about Miss Marvel a lot. I talk about Johnny Storm a lot. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X or whatever that app is, that's probably my second most used social media. Sometimes I'll just post random panels of Johnny suffering and then laugh at him. Because that's my brand, Johnny Storm and Miss Marvel. I like people from New Jersey.
Yay! Guess who's from Jersey?
Are you from Jersey?
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, let's get out of here. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Later.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.